Well, hi there. How you doing? Welcome to the surprise live stream that I did not give you any notice or warning about. This is actually part of one of several tests that I will be conducting over the next few weeks. Uh, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you some announcements about some things that I'm changing around in this company, and some of these things you will like. Most of these things you will like. And a lot of these things are things that a lot of you have been asking for a long time. Some of the things you will not like, and that's the way it goes. So I'll go through the process as we talk as I go along. I've had my notes here. And first of all, let me double check things really quick here. I'm just going to get around to the announcements. So I have about 5 things to discuss with you guys really quick. First off, is as of right now, I will on YouTube, in terms of YouTube content, I am only going to do live streams. I'm not going to do any more recorded YouTube videos. So right now, what I do on both of my channels is that on both Alpha 2.0 and Sovereign CEO, what I do is I put up about 3 videos a week on each channel, 2 to 3 videos a week on each channel for a total of whatever that is. Okay. That includes the podcast. What I'm going to do as of now, instead of this, is I'm not going to do any more recorded YouTube videos, with exceptions. There will occasionally be an exception if I have a guest. I just did a video a day or two ago where I had a guest. If I have a guest, or sometimes I might have a recorded video if there's a guest. Other than that, no more recorded videos. What I'm going to do instead is this. Once a week per channel, I'm going to do a live stream. And it'll be a live stream that will replace the videos. So you'll just watch the recording live stream, which is what a lot of YouTubers do anyway. And that will be the video for the week. So what I'm going to do is instead of 3 videos a week, I will do a live stream with 3 topics in the live stream. The live stream will go for a while. It'll go for about an hour, maybe a little longer. And I'm going to combine 3 videos into that live stream. So instead of having one video on topic 1 on Monday and a second video on Wednesday on another topic and a third video on Saturday, I'm going to take all 3 of those topics, combine them into one live stream, and do it once a week on the Sovereign CEO channel and once a week on the Alpha Male 2.0 channel. Make sense? So it's going to be basically the same thing. We're just condensing it into 1 video per week instead of 3 videos per week. And they will be live, so you can join us live if you are awake. And on these live streams, sometimes I will do a Q&A at the end. Sometimes I will not. In all the live streams, I will watch the comments and acknowledge the comments. I might ask you guys some questions, have some back and forth banter. That's fine. So, but it's not like the typical live streams I've done in the past where, you know, I teach a thing and then I do a pitch for a product or a service, and then I do a Q&A. These are different format now. We're changing the format. This way, it frees up my time and frees up my staff time. I don't have to do any uploading and screwing around with thumbnails, and I can just do, I'm still going to have thumbnails, but I'm just going to do these live streams. And so if you are not going to involve yourself in the live streams, just know that on a certain day of the week, you're going to get a new big Sovereign CEO video. And then a few days later, you're going to get a big Alpha Male 2.0 video. And I will tell you when we're going to do them. I'll tell you right now. So for Sovereign CEO channel, for the Sovereign CEO, you didn't know that is business and 5 flags. So business international, that's Sovereign CEO. Okay. That will be from now on 1 p.m. EST every Monday. I will be here live at the Sovereign CEO channel doing a live stream, and then it'll be on YouTube from that point. So if you're not going to see the live stream at about 3 p.m.-ish EST every Monday, you know you'll get a new big, nice, long video with lots of really juicy, awesome topics. I already have all the videos, the topics planned for next week. Then 2 days later, I will do for those who are men interested in Alpha Male 2.0 topics, that is lifestyle design for men, non-monogamous relationships, anti-aging, testosterone, masculine lifestyle, okay? The Unchained Man, all that stuff. That will be on 1 p.m. again, EST every Wednesday. And same exact format. I will have 3 topics, sometimes more, sometimes less, but I'm going to stick with 3 for a while. 3 topics. So I'll do like 15 minutes on each topic, okay? And that, or so, 20 minutes, I don't know, whatever I feel like. It's going to be extemporaneous. And then you'll know that you get a new Alpha 2.0 video, a big, long, juicy one, every Wednesday. Cool? Now, if you don't like the fact that I'm going to be doing these live at 1 p.m. EST, like, that's bullshit. I'm not going to be awake. I did not choose these times. You chose these times. Why? On YouTube, you could go, there's a YouTube function where you can see your audience when your audience is live on YouTube throughout the day, in a typical day, a typical week. And you guys are active on YouTube between, let's see, about noon EST to about, depending on the day of the week, noon EST to about 4 p.m. EST. That's when you guys, the vast majority of you guys in this audience, are live on YouTube. So that's when I have to do the live streams. So if you don't like them doing this at 1 p.m. EST, you're saying that's bullshit, I'm asleep, why don't you do it later? Yell at your fellow audience members. I didn't make this decision. I'm just following what the audience is doing. So I had to make a decision as to when to do these live streams. I just look to see when you guys are online, and that's when you guys are online, Mondays and Wednesdays. And those are the two best days. That's also the days of the week I chose. Monday and Wednesday, you guys are the most active. So it is. Okay. Let's see. What else do I want to say about that? So I'm not going to do it. So that means you're going to get one video per week on each channel, but it'll just be a long video. Cool? Okay. You're getting the same amount of content. You're just going to get it in a condensed, instead of getting it spread out throughout the week, you're going to get it all one big fire hose burst. And that way it frees up my time, frees up my staff's time. Plus, I have found that I like doing live streams. I like doing live coaching. I like doing class when we do 9-day business builder. I like doing those. Just did one day. I like doing these things. They're enjoyable. And that way, we can also have a little more interactive experience for those of you live on the live stream. Cool? Okay. I do not know if I will continue to stream this. So right now, I'm streaming this on all the channels. Alpha Male 2.0, Sovereign CEO, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing this on LinkedIn because we don't get a lot of LinkedIn activity over there. Although, I guess I could. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep it. I don't know. Caleb, will you edit the videos and then break out clips from the videos and put them on your channel? No, I will not. As I've said 10,000 times in the last 6 months, I don't care about the fucking algorithm anymore. I don't care about this stuff. And I don't care about going the extra mile on the organic content. I'm going to provide good, high quality organic content, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because the algorithm hates the topics I discuss. So there's no point in me going the extra mile on this stuff. Caleb, will you do timestamps on the vid? No, I will not. Don't even ask. You can ask. I'll just ignore your comment. No, I will not. It doesn't help me. That is not a resource. Putting my effort and time and money into improving my organic content in that way does not help. You can go watch the video I did about 4 or 5 months ago as to why. When I did everything right for years and it didn't help at all because the algorithm hates me. As I said in that video, if I was talking about Batman or Bitcoin or Donald Trump or Israel, then I would get all kinds of views and stuff. But I don't. The algorithm hates my topic. So there's no point in me going the extra mile on these things. Okay. So that's number one. Item number one. Let's see. Item number two. This will be fun. I have been discussing with you guys in the Alpha 2.0 audience over at my podcast and my videos last few weeks. I am bringing my blogs back. I'm officially finally bringing those back. So I will be blogging again. You guys have been begging me for years to start doing that again. I'm going to start doing that again. There will be 2 blogs. There will be an Alpha 2.0 blog and a Sovereign CEO blog. I don't know what I will name them yet. I mean, I could even name the Alpha 2.0 blog the Black Dragon blog just for shits and gigs for old time's sake. I don't think I will because most of the audience will say, why is Caleb talking about dragons? I don't understand. So you old school guys understand, but most of you aren't old school guys. So there you go. Let's see. What else? Someone has to put timestamps with some AI, otherwise it's borderline unwatchable. I will not. Sorry, no, then don't watch. Don't care. If you want timestamp stuff, pay me money. Join one of my programs, and then we'll timestamp anything you want. I will get that in a second. So let's see. Blogs. So with the blogs, I have not yet determined how often I will post articles. At least once a week, probably is what I will start. So one Alpha 2.0 article a week, one Sovereign CEO article a week. I will actually do comments. We will have comments on the blogs. They will be moderated comments. A lot of you said, the great thing that we miss about your blog, Caleb, is the quality of the comments we got in that blog are so much better than the horrible comments we get on YouTube. Correct. You're right. Blogs attract a different type of audience, right, than YouTube. So you're right. We're going to bring all that back. We're going to do it again. Yes. Let's see. There will be a paid component to the blogs, and there'll be a free component to the blogs. So you can read the blog articles for free, but there are some aspects that you'll have to pay to get. Discuss that when we unleash the blogs, shortly. I'm not gonna give you a date. Shortly, it's happening ASAP. Okay. Let's see comments. Let's see what else. Okay, there will be a component at the blogs on my email newsletter, which a lot of you recommended, suggested. I'm going to do that. So that rolls into the third announcement I have. If you were on my email mailing list, some of you lately have complained that I'm sending you too much emails and too much sales emails. Here's my answer. A, fuck you, I don't care. That's what the mailing list is for. B, you do have somewhat of a point, because I have found the last few weeks that there's a delicate balance with an email list of content and sales. You need to have both. So you can't say, and sometimes we'll get emails, can you just make it so I just get Caleb's free awesome newsletters in his email list? I don't get any of the sales emails. No, you pay for the content in a mailing list by putting up with the sales letters that you don't like. Sorry, that's the way it goes. Now, if you want to pay me money, sure. That's why there will be a paid component to the blog. But I understand and I agree that the equilibrium between content and sales on my mailing list has gotten a little skewed lately. The content has stayed the same and the sales component has gone up. Now, what some of you are saying is, can you please reduce the amount of sales? No, I will not. But here's what I will do. When we unleash the blog, we are going to ratchet up the actual really good non-sales, high-quality content so the content will match the sales stuff you're getting. Right now on the mailing list, we do 2 very small email newsletters. We have a Q&A newsletter. We have and we have a Sovereign CEO Q&A newsletter and an Alpha 2.0 newsletter, right? And the Alpha 2.0 newsletter includes all the questions, including the girl stuff and the business stuff. And the Sovereign CEO newsletter, Q&A newsletter, only has the business stuff, right? Okay, and we also have a very brief, it's like a few paragraphs, sleek technique newsletter every Sunday. We are going to completely revamp this and make it into a full bore actual newsletter with articles that'll be tied to the blog, with charts and graphs and no sales. It's going to be awesome. And there'll be 2 versions. There'll be an Alpha 2.0 one and a Sovereign CEO one. And that'll be also located on our website under the blog. We'll also maybe put a copy of it on LinkedIn, a place like that. We're going to put it on X. We have big plans. It's going to be great. If you are curious as to the model I'm following for this new email newsletter, which is coming ASAP, I'm following the model that is used by Cody Sanchez. Those of you who know who Cody Sanchez is, she's a very big business influencer. She has a newsletter that is very, very good, and she's been very, very successful with it, so we're using her model. It's going to be fucking awesome. You will love it, especially if you're missing the blog. So you get the blog and the newsletter. There will be some overlap. I'll discuss that more as time goes on, okay? So that's coming. So no, you're not going to get less emails from me. Maybe a little less. Maybe a little. Sometimes I'm a little excessive, so a little less. But you're still going to get a lot of sales emails, but now you're going to get a lot of actual, real, awesome, kick-ass content with no sales, how-to content, business, 5 flags, and then for your Alpha 2.0 people, testosterone, anti-aging, dating multiple women, all the Alpha Male 2.0 stuff. Cool? Okay, so, and there'll be 2 versions. And as always, the Alpha Male 2.0 version will include all the Sovereign CEO stuff, because 50% of Alpha Male 2.0 is location independent business. So Sovereign CEO is 50% of Alpha Male 2.0. So if you want everything, you subscribe to the Alpha Male 2.0 newsletter and the Alpha Male 2.0 blog. If you just want the business stuff because you don't want to hear about girl stuff or, anti-aging stuff for men or this boy shit, then you just subscribe to the Sovereign CEO. We've covered both. Both plans will be split. Next thing, number 4. Any questions here? We're going here. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can zoom this up. Hang on a sec. The Black Dragon blog shall rise again. Yes, it will. I'm tempted to call it that. I don't know. Will the Alpha 2.0 newsletter include business and girls? Just answer that. Yes. Yes, it will. As always, because Alpha Male 2.0 is not just about girls, right? If you read The Unchained Man, you know. Girls is about 40% of Alpha Male 2.0. It's about 40% of it. Dating, relationships, yes. The other 60% is business, location independence, longevity, low drama, happy life, mission, all the important stuff. Okay. So yes. Let's see. It's not Dirty Sanchez. That's a sexual term. Cody, Codie, Sanchez. She's a woman. I have business and need sales much increased work. I learn about Dirty Sanchez. Cody Sanchez. Just Google her. Cody, Codie, Sanchez. If you're curious, her topic is buying boring businesses. How to buy a car wash and then flip it and make $100,000. That's her niche. And she has an email newsletter, and she has like, her mailing list is like 450,000 people because her whole business revolves around an email newsletter. So she's done a lot of testing on this. So that's the model that I'm copying. Not her business. She has a very different business and very different life than I do, and I don't want her life. Wonderful person, but not my kind of company. All right. What else do we have here? Oh, number 4. I am revamping my entire company. DCS International is the company that owns both the Alpha Male 2.0 brand and the Sovereign CEO brand. And as you are aware, if you've been paying attention to my videos, my podcasts, I'm going through some big changes the last few months as I push that company from 7 figures into bigger numbers. And as I move from a business owner to a CEO and make some very, very big transitions in that company. And so there's a number of transitions that are occurring like right now, like in the next few days, and some will be occurring over the next few weeks. A few of them. Number 1, top of the list on this. I have allowed that business to start selling things at lower margin, which is against everything I believe and everything I teach you guys to do. I am constantly screaming at you guys, only sell high margin stuff. Now, I also scream at you, have a large product line, and you should. However, as I have mentioned before, having a large product line are for people with new businesses and smaller businesses. Once you get up to the 7-figure level, Alex Hermosi starts to be right, and you want to narrow down your product line to just a few things. That's what I'm going to start doing, like ASAP. I've already made some changes. So there is going to be a lot of products, events, services that we have in both these brands, Sovereign CEO, Alpha Male 2.0. And we sell a lot of stuff. We have, talk about a large product line. My God, no one has a bigger product line than me. Holy shit. How many courses do I have? 20, 25. And then we have events. Then we have residency services. Then we do paid webinars. Then we do free webinars. Then we do joint ventures. Then we have the 9-Day Business Builder. Then we have the 5K Accelerator. Then we have Founder Sanctum. Then we have UMS. We have just tons of stuff. And I've realized in my company now, this is not advice for you. Most of you are not at this level. So ignore what I'm about to say for you. This is for me. I need to cut a lot of our services and revamp a lot of our services. So I'm going to knock out a lot of our services that we're doing right now. We're going to end them. And some of you are going to be upset. I'm sorry. It's the way it goes. Then what I'm going to do is whatever's left. And I just want literally, like I told Billy and a bunch of people on my team. Well, Bill, I told a lot of people. I just want like 3, 4, or 5 things, and that's it. We're going to sell 3, 4, or 5 things, and that's it. And all those things will be high margin. Gross profit at least 60%, or else I don't sell them. We have a lot of things in my business that are 97% gross profit, 97% margin. Awesome. Some are 80%, 70%, 60%. Awesome. And then we have a bunch that are like 20%. No, 30%, 40%. One is 19%. See, since I've hired a CFO, I've looked at these numbers and go, oh my God, what am I doing? So a few things that'll be high margin, or else I don't sell them. So there's some changes coming in that area. Just be aware. Be like, why did Caleb announce this and now he's not doing it? Because that's just why. Well, Caleb, has had this program for years, and now he's canceling. Why is he doing that? Because of this. I'll go into detail later about what those are, especially if you were involved in these programs. But just I'm like you aware now, these changes are coming. Next thing we're doing is we're rebranding. At least we're rebranding Sovereign CEO. And I'm going to simplify all my websites. So like right now, if you go to alphamale2.0.com or calebjones.com, you get a bunch of stuff and it looks good, especially the Sovereign CEO, because it's a new website. I'm going to clean all that up and make it very simple. So soon you're going to go to calebjones.com, which is Sovereign CEO, or alphamale2.0.com. And you're going to see like 3 squares. This business builder, this or this, and you click it. That's it. And you get to that thing, and that's it. Very simple. Very simple. I'm simplifying everything. Reducing, as I've talked about in my podcast, I am simplifying my life while scaling it. That's exactly what I'm doing. So those of you who've been around for a long time are going to be surprised some of the changes I make. They're coming, and I just explain why I have to make these changes. And my hope for you is that you get to the point where I am, where you're like, you reach the quality problem of, wow, I'm making so much money and I have such a big business and I have all these moving parts and it's too complicated. I need to cut some to get to the next level. That's a good problem to have. It's frustrating. I've had a lot of aches and pains the last few weeks, last few months, as some of you know, but it's part of this transition. Let's see what else I want to talk about in terms of the revamping the product line and the rebranding. I need to make a new logo for Sovereign CEO. I don't like it. It's like a deer. It's okay, but it's kind of, Billy's been bugging me about this forever. She's right. The logo kind of sucks. We need a better Sovereign CEO logo. We might even change the name. I might even change the name of Sovereign CEO. I like it a lot, and that was the best name that a lot of you voted on. I think it could be better. I don't know what it could be better, but I might even change the name. Alpha Male 2.0, we're keeping that same. That brand works. Not touching that one. So, and we're still doing the Unchained Man. I already mentioned in a prior video, the Unchained Man will be delayed. That is all. Don't worry, none of that changes. That's still, so none of this affects the Unchained Man or the Unchained Man course. That is my heart and soul. That's still going to happen. Just going to be a little delayed. And that's one of the reasons it's delayed, because I got to get this stuff done. Let's see what else. Oh, one more thing, and I will answer some of your questions. I see. Wow, we actually have people in live stream. This was a last minute thing. Holy shit! I was testing to see if I just didn't announce a live stream and just popped on, how many people would show up. And not bad, not huge, but better than I thought. Cool. All right, hang on. Lastly, and I'll get to your Q&A. Coaching. Another thing I decided to do, at least for a while, I'm going to test this. So as some of you know, I started one-on-one coaching again a few months ago under a very limited basis. And I'm still doing it under a very limited basis. But now it's a little more automated. So I don't have to spend as much time scheduling these coaching things. If you want to hire me as your one-on-one coach, you can now do that for as cheap in quotes, $5,000. It used to be $20,000. No, it wasn't. It was never a minimum of $20,000. That's not true. $10,000. It was $10,000. I've knocked it down to $5,000. You get much less for $5,000. But if you are able to afford at least $5,000 for me to help you in your personal life, you know what I'm talking about, or your business, 5 flags, international, time management, anything I can help you with, you can now go to consultwithcaleb.com. I'll put a banner on this video in a second. Consultwithcaleb.com, and it actually says there's a little thermometer that shows how many coaching slots I have left, and it updates live. Instead of me saying, okay, guys, I have 1 slot left, or I have 0 slots left right now, or I have 2 slots left. You just go to that webpage, and it has very specific instructions on how you can work with me one-on-one. Okay? For as low now as $5,000. And there's several packages. You just click, you pick the one you want. There's specific instructions. It shows you how many slots. Right now, I think I have 3 slots available. And it says if it shows 0, you cannot schedule a call and you cannot hire Caleb for coaching. You need to wait and check back on this website till you see at least 1 slot available. Make sense? Consultwithcaleb.com. Let me see if we can do a banner really quick. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Let's see if I can do this really fast. Edit. Here we go. Consultwithcaleb.com. One-on-one coaching. Let me try this. Ticker show. Let me double check that link. Hang on. That works. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Finish what you started. Why is it so slow? What's going on with my internet? Hang on. I'm in too deep. I'll just sing Van Halen songs. That ain't the way to treat the brokenhearted. Is it not coming up, really? See, when I do websites myself, they don't work. Well, why is that not coming up? Okay, I'm gonna give you a different link then. It's just spinning there. It's not giving me an error. Okay, hang on. I'll deal with that in a minute. Don't know what's going on with that. Weird. All right. Why did it come up? That bugs me. Anyway, so let's see what else on the coaching. So that'll be a regular offering. That is going to be one of the 4 things that I'm selling is one-on-one coaching. I'm also going to come up with an option for coaching with Billy because a large number of you are now wanting to talk to her. So I will have another option for coaching with her as well because she's less expensive than me, even though she makes a lot of money. Let's see. What else do I want to say about that? I think that's it. Okay. That's it. Should I answer your questions? How long have we been going here? 25 minutes. I know some of you are looking to watch me at the summit that's going on right now. I'm doing a summit with like Robert Kiyosaki and those guys this weekend. And my session starts like in a few minutes. Maybe it's already started. Oh, it's actually started. It's a recording. It's not really me. Don't tell anybody. It's a recording. So anyway, that's why I did this now. All right. Let's see if your questions. Hang on. Let me put on my old man glasses. You can tell I'm almost moved in. So I got that there. It's on the floor. I got to move it up. And I'm like 90% moved in here. Finally. Fucking oh my God. All right. Questions. Here we go. Let me see what you got here. Where are we here? Making a joke about car washes. That's great. Can you give away these programs since you're not doing them anymore anyways? All right, here's what I'm going to do. Very good question. What I'm going to do is the programs that I'm canceling, if they have a lot of content in them, I'm repurposing them as a course that you can buy, but not for very much. I'm not going to give it away. Give it away? What is this? What is this phrase? Give things away for free? I don't understand the concept. Why would I give things away for free? Unless you're a charity. Are you a charity? So I give away to charity every month. But no, I don't. I'm here to make up money. I'm here to make a profit. I'm a capitalist. I'm here to, as I've said, I've been saying this for 15 years on the internet as a public figure. My job is to vacuum as much money out of your wallet into my wallet as possible. And I'm honest about that. The only way I can do that is by providing a lot of value for you that you solve your problems and improve your life. So you go, oh, I want to give Caleb money. That's how this works. That's why way back in 2009, I made a commitment to my audience in 2009. Some of you were there. And I said, I'm going to be doing this for 15 years minimum. When I started the Alpha Male 2.0 stuff way back then. Because so many guys back then in the dating space, they would teach dating skills and then they get married, they'd be vanished and go, what? Everyone would go, whoa, what? Or they'd take the God pill and become Christians and say, this is wrong. And I'm still here. 2009 plus 15 is 2024. And that's my promise. And I've kept it. So there you go. Let's see. Hey, Caleb, will you do the training webinar for the Dating Many Women course? The updates sound awesome. Oh, when will you do it? You'll be getting an email ASAP. I think next week. I think it's next week. I'm not sure. Or maybe toss it in the programs you're doing as a bonus. Yes, I will probably do that. Matter of fact, I've considered adding that to my coaching and some other stuff. Yes, that I may do. We can attach that to events. We attach all that to all kinds of things. Yes. As usual, I'm wide open to your ideas. You guys give me a lot of good ideas for the blog. A lot of good ideas. You guys are full of really good ideas. So send me an email, theonlyblackdragon@gmail.com. If you have any ideas on that. Yeah, I'd be totally down for that. Sure. Will you also streamline your FB lineup? It's probably easier to handle one rather than 70. I have already done that. I've done that over the last year or so. I've dramatically streamlined my FB. Are you talking about Facebook or the women in my life? I assume you're talking about the women in my life. Dramatically streamline that. Oh, yeah. Like I've talked about, I am now in an apartment. I'll do a YouTube. See, this is one of the few times I do a recorded video. When this apartment's already 90% done, I will do a quick walk through this apartment. This apartment is the size of a closet. This apartment is basically an office with a couch that I sleep on. I sleep on a couch. I don't have a bed in this apartment. Yeah. And why? Why am I doing this? Because my number one objective for the next several months, if not longer, is to put in 12 hours a day, 7 days a week or close to it, and fucking work and make these transitions I want and make the money that I want to make. I have about 2 years left before I hit my magical age, my chosen age of 54, when my mission goes into phase 3. So I've got to get on the stick here. I got to hit it hard the next 2 years. Hard. I was talking to someone the other day. He's like, I don't care about money. Why do you work, Caleb? And I said, I understand too. I don't care about money, but not until I'm 54. Then I won't care about money. I still care about money. So I am completely 100%. My whole life is revolved around this work. So that includes woman stuff, extracurricular stuff. My life for the next several months, at least, if not longer, is I work out. I do my stretching, my meditation bullshit throughout the day. I do that. I got to do that. Okay. I watch my diet and I work. And anything beyond that is there, personal life is there. Can't go to zero, but that's not the focus. So hell yeah, man. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm saying this works for me right now in my life. I'm 51 and a half, 54. So that's 2.5 years, right? Yeah. I got to hustle, man. I got some big things I got to accomplish next 2 years. Big shit. I can do it. And I've consulted on people who tell me that it's all doable. So I can do it, but I got to be focused. So yeah. This is a fucking awesome idea. Do more lives. I'm doing 2 live streams a week from now on. Maybe even more. Maybe we'll do more. I don't think I can do more, but at least 2 a week. Yeah, good. Here's what's interesting about that is that live streams don't help you on the algorithm. YouTube doesn't really like live streams, but it really helps you endear you to your audience. That's why people do them. Like Mr. Lucario, that's what he does. Mr. Lucario just does live streams. So does Scott Adams, right? Scott just does live streams. Now he does them every day. I'm not gonna do live streams every day. But now here's the thing is, as I've said many months ago, I don't give a fuck about the algorithm anymore. I can do whatever the fuck I want. So fuck the algorithm. I want to do my live streams. I love these YouTubers. It's most YouTubers who are terrified of the algorithm because that's their bread and butter is serving the algorithm. So they're beeping out their swear words when they say fuck or shit. It goes beep, beep. Like it's 1980s on TV. Like, watch this. Fuck, shit, cunt, piss. See, I don't care about the algorithm. Russia, Israel, 9/11, Holocaust. See, that would have gotten me to demonetize or delete, but I don't care. I have true freedom of speech. Not 100%, but I have much more freedom of speech than people who give a fuck about the algorithm. What's going to happen to the 500K program? I haven't made a 100% solid decision on this yet. So the current people in the program right now wrap up their program at the end of this month. I think, again, to simplify things, I want to simplify the number of products. I think I'm just going to replace that with our coaching packages. So one-on-one coaching with me. We have a coaching package to coach with me and Billy. There is a product that I want to do, but I don't think I want to do it right now. I want to simplify. And if you're in the 500K program, you'll have options to go to something like that for a reduced price. Or if you're part of the Focus program or the, what was the other one? The 6-Figure Warrior Mentorship. Any of those programs? That's probably what I'm going to do for now. We do want, Billy and I have talked about this a lot. So Jeff too. We do want a program specifically for people who already have their own business. Right now, I think I'm going to, that placeholder will be the coaching. Hiring me as a coach or Billy as a coach or just Billy as a coach. Because you're going to get similar results from that. And you could argue better results because it's one-on-one coaching. You really can't beat that. And the price point's about the same because that program would be, at least 10 grand. At least 10 grand, right? So that's my current plan for that right now. I haven't 100% solidified exactly what I'm doing, but I'm 80% there. That's why I want to let you guys know now. Yeah. More anti-aging content. Yeah, I agree with you. Yes. Yeah, and I know who you are. Yeah. Yeah, man, I agree with you. I have some planned. Yeah. I need to bring you on, buddy. I need to bring you back on. Talk about anti-aging and testosterone stuff. Yeah. How much is Billy for Alpha 2.0 coaching? Well, she doesn't do Alpha 2.0, and don't even say that to her because she'll punch you in the face. She does Sovereign CEO. She doesn't like the Alpha 2.0 stuff. How much is she for coaching? We have a package right now. Shit. How much is it? Where you get Billy, you get 12 sessions with Billy and 4 with me for a flat fee. It is, I don't remember. I will let you know. I'll put a link on the YouTube channel and I'll throw a link out to the mailing list. See, this is what I got to do. I got to consolidate all this stuff into one. We're going to have one website for Sovereign CEO where it's, instead of all this stuff you see on the screen, it's going to be like literally like 4 squares or 5 squares or 3 squares. Coaching, business builder, or Paraguay or whatever. And you just click it and you get that thing. So I should know that price and I don't. See, that's the problem. I have so many different price structures. I have so many different programs. I have so many different offerings. Now that's good. That's why I make the money I make. That's why I'm successful today. So that got me from way back a long time ago to now. Going forward from now, I have to simplify. Yeah. So there you go. Discontinue Allah 2.0 5 times daily prayer project. You know what's funny is Romessa and I, who was Romessa on the last email podcast I did, video, her and I were talking about that. She's very hardcore about, well, I mean, Muslims are hardcore about this, about her 5 days, 5 times a prayer a day. And she explained to me, at least in Pakistan, that women don't have to go to mosque, but men do. So women actually kind of have more options. But for real, what's your best training on sex skills like eating? Okay, let's try to keep this G-rated because this is a Sovereign CEO feed too. We can talk about that on a live stream. Ask me about that on a live stream. On an Alpha 2.0 live stream, not a Sovereign CEO live stream. Talk about all you won't. Looking for the new blog post discussion. Me too. It's going to be nice to have, higher intellect discussion again. As we've all been kind of missing since I moved from blogs to YouTube. You get these guys who are like 22 years old, like, what the fuck, man? You get those kind of comments. Blogs is a whole different type of thing. I'll still do the YouTube. I'll do the YouTube. I'm still going to have comments on the live show. I'm still going to stay on YouTube, but we'll add blogs too. So yes. If a woman is traditional or religious, is it impossible to get from sex from her? No, I've had sex with many hardcore Christian women. No. It's just harder, but it's not impossible. What program do you have for banging hot girls on Instagram? What price? It's a mini course. It's $127. Go to minicourses.io, I think. Would you get citizenship in Paraguay? Absolutely, I would. They have good passport, 144 countries. Oh, I would. Now, the problem with Paraguay is you have to live there 9 months a year for 3 years in a row to get that passport. I can't do that. I mentioned this. Now, what you can do, what I might do is once my residency becomes permanent in Mexico, which is 1 more year, 2 more years? No, I have 3 years and I have, anyway, Mexico, it's, I believe, 2 years, 6 months. 6 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years in a row, you can get a Mexican passport. And that's a good passport too. I might do that. It would be difficult. It'd be a pain in my ass, but I could pull it off. I could suffer for 2 years to get that passport. Yeah. Paraguay, could I live in Paraguay 9 months a year? It's a very difficult travel spot. Mexico is a lot easier for travel. 9 months a year for 3 years? No, I can't. Can't do it. Couldn't do it. My wife wouldn't like it, and I wouldn't like it. And I love Paraguay, but it would be too difficult on my 5 flag stuff. Plus, I have things I have to do in Dubai, and so there you go. When are you doing a live stream for Alpha Male 2.0? I think you missed the beginning. I'm doing live streams on Alpha Male 2.0 every Wednesday at 1 p.m. EST forever from now on. So put it in your calendar. 1 p.m. EST every week. Looking to start a consulting business in healthcare. U.S. docs make sense because they spend a lot. U.S. docs make sense because they can spend a lot. Geo arbitrage, but they're in the West. Huh? What you're saying makes no sense. Geo arbitrage in the U.S.? That doesn't make any sense. Or is this okay? Would you go for, oh, doctors in the USA? Okay, I think it meant documentation. Okay. Would you go for docs in our locations? No, doctors in America are great. I have a whole company on doctors in America. Yeah. UMS changes, big UMS changes. I will let you UMS guys know probably tomorrow. For real, bro, fuck YouTube. I hope they go bankrupt, oversensitive, Fortune 500. Okay. I agree. YouTube, I've said this many times, I've been real honest about this. YouTube is the worst internet platform. Modern day YouTube, to YouTube in 2023 and the last few years, is the worst internet platform I've ever used. And I've been using internet platforms since 1996. And I mean that. I was on the internet in 1996 when no one else was on it. Just nerds like me were on it. So I've been using internet platforms for 20 years plus, and it's the worst. It's the worst one. YouTube in 2009 was a dream come true. I should have done it back then. But now, no. It's unfortunate. What then do you think about reaching out on prospects on LinkedIn, understand their number one problem, then getting the skill set? That's exactly what we teach in the Business Builder program. Yeah, do it. Or is a way to outsource that for the beginning with little to no money? Yeah, understand their number one problem, then hiring people to do the thing. Yes, that's correct. I just did a 90-day Business Builder session a few hours ago. We talked literally about that. Yeah. Narrow down the niche, identify that problem, and then either you solve or alleviate that problem, or you go to Upwork and find someone to solve, which is easy. That you can find anyone on Upwork for shockingly cheap money. Get the client, pay that little chunk to the person on Upwork, have them do the work, approve the work, make sure the client's happy, and you're golden. You can build a huge business doing that. Either one. It's up to you. Yeah. What will be different about your current blogs versus past blogs? Free, paid structure. I will let you know soon. I will let you know. I don't want to go into those weeds right now. I'll give you some hints. There will be a structure where you can pay a fee to not get ads or things like this. There'll be a structure where you can pay a fee to ask me a question. I do an entire blog article on your question. There will be some other stuff. And they'll all be annual fees with no refunds. I talked about that in detail on my podcast as to the problem I had before when I charged a monthly fee for certain blog things. Hey, I forgot my credit card. Can you, hey, one or two people bugging my customer service staff and it kills the profitability. So I'm going to say, like, if you pay this, it covers you for a year. It's non-refundable for any reason. Fuck off, or else then don't pay me. I don't have to worry about it. Have you considered hosting a call-in show during live stream? No, that is not my personality. I'm not good at that. I have no interest in having a call-in show. No, I'm not a good interviewer. I'm not good at having guests. That's not my skill set. You've seen me on things like when I talk to Pink Firefly, I'm constantly interrupting her and shit. I'm interrupting people. That's not my skill set. No, I will not do that. There's lots of other people on the internet that do that. You don't need me to do that. Let's be honest, and this is going to sound arrogant, but this is the truth. You want me. Who else talks about this stuff on the internet besides me, especially the Alpha 2.0 shit? Nobody. So you want me. Yes, occasionally I'll bring in guests like Romessa the other day. Yes. And I'm going to have an ongoing series of people in the audience, people in your audience who have achieved great things. The next person I'm going to talk to is a guy who has, I won't say it. I got plans. I got plans in every area code. Let's see. Where are we here? By the way, all these questions I'm answering right now, don't expect me to do this in every live stream. I'm tight on time. I'm going to go through my topics. I'll respond to questions during the conversation, and then I got to leave. Sometimes I'll stay for Q&A. Sometimes I won't. Depends on the live stream. Depends what's going on that day. Depends on the topic of the live stream. Right now, I'm happy to answer your questions. It's fine. But don't expect, I got to ask questions of Caleb twice a week now for free for the rest of my life. Oh, no, you don't. A little bit. I'm killing some of my services. So I'm using this as, yes, I'm killing these services, but at least I'll be doing live streams twice a week and you can talk to me there. That's how I'm doing it. That's one of the reasons I'm doing it. What do you think of consulting versus SMMA as a beginner? Consulting. I prefer it. There's nothing wrong with it. I get it. Mexico seems a better option. Closer. I'm single though and looking for foreign women, so I know that I can speed things up. Well, I like Paraguay women a lot more than Mexican women, but that's my taste. Yeah, there's no contest. Paraguay women for me. Paraguay women or Mexican women? Paraguay. Hello. Now, Paraguay women aren't for everybody either. It's a very specific type of girl in Paraguay, just like it's a very specific type of woman in Mexico. Although, if you go to Guadalajara, Mexico, which is where I go, those are the most beautiful women in Mexico. I was talking to my son. My son lives there. He lives in Mexico. He's lived in Mexico for years. And he and I were having dinner when I was there. And I was saying, these are the best looking women in Mexico. Women walking around in Guadalajara. And he's been all over Mexico, not just Guadalajara. He's lived in multiple cities. He knows Mexico very well. And he goes, yeah, these are the most prettiest girls in Mexico. Now, there are parts of like Mexico City, they're very pretty, and we can have a whole discussion about that. But yes, but there's a difference between like Paraguayan women and Mexican women, or Colombian women and Argentinian women. They're completely different, right? Same thing as Asia. I mean, guys, as Americans, especially the Asian girls, there's no such thing as an Asian girl. There are Chinese girls, there are Japanese girls, and they look nothing alike. And there are Korean girls that look nothing like that. And there are Filipino girls that look nothing like that, right? It's all about what you like. We have to pay tax in Mexico if you stay there for 6 months for tiers while getting your passport. If you stay there more than 181 days, yes. So that's a very interesting needle you'll have to thread. Yes. Yes, you will. If you stay there more than 181 days. So the question is, can you stay there less than 181 days and qualify for the passport? Or you just suck it up, you got to pay tax to Mexico. Yeah, that's something you have to figure out. That's something. If I do this, I said if I do this, that's something I'll have to figure out. Yeah. Yep. So is it worth paying Mexican tax for 2 years, get a Mexican passport? It might, especially if you make less money than I do. That's the challenge of making high income, is that you get higher tax and, yeah. Ask you about doctors in the U.S. possibly becoming a problem because you said many times that you want to reduce income coming from the collapsing West. That's my objective, yes. That's a long-term play. The West is not collapsing tomorrow or next year, but it is collapsing in our lifetimes. So my objective, I've said this many times, I have my 60% rule. I want 60% of my total income from all my companies, all my investments, all my income streams, everything. So across the board, 60% of that income to not come from the collapsing trifecta, United States, Canada, and Europe. So 40% of my income can come from these places. The other 60% has got to come from Asia, South America, Middle East, okay, Africa, maybe, probably not. Okay. Australia's okay. New Zealand's okay. So Oceania would be all right. That's acceptable. Yeah. That's my objective. And I'm not there yet. That's going to be a few more years. But yeah, that's hard. Yeah. Let's see here. Where did I lose my place? For Mexico, isn't there really can more to passports? I think right has started having a block. I've addressed that many times. These rules that most countries have, 90% of countries have that rule. They're never enforced. They're never even checked. They don't care. Favorite country and or city and or flag for artsy fartsy types? Probably Europe, but I don't recommend living in Europe. If we join 90 Day Business Builder and start our business, but we want more coaching while scaling our business after the program, will we just join it again, or is there going to be a different program? Well, right now you would hire Billy or myself or both of us for coaching. That's what you do now. Long term, there will be another program, the replacement of the 500K Accelerator program. What we're currently working on, we were working on is 500K Business Accelerator. We moved 500K, just call it Business Accelerator. And that would be the graduation program if you already had a business. So once you go through the 90 Day Business Builder, you have your business, then you could join the Business Accelerator. And the Business Accelerator, you would have to talk to Billy to get into the program. You can't just buy the program and get in. You have to be approved to get in. It's an approval-only program. That's what we were working on. I think I'm going to pause that for the moment and maybe introduce that next year. Get through this transitional stuff first. So right now you would just hire me or Billy or both of us for coaching, which would be the equivalent. And the equivalent, a similar price point too. And my coaching and Billy's coaching is tax deductible if you're talking about business stuff or 5 flag stuff. If you're going to hire me for girl stuff, I'm working with you guys right now. We're talking about, opening up marriages and opening up relationships and things like that. And then sorry, it's not deductible. Sorry. But if it's business stuff, sure. Yeah. Thoughts on air quality in Dubai? Did you watch my video I just did? Go watch my video I just did at Alpha 2.0 about the air quality. Have it set up there, but Eastern Europe waiting on quality to improve since AQI is still showing 160. Want to protect 5 months old lungs. Okay, so Dubai's air quality is shitty during the summer months. June, July, August, and a little September too. Not even June, more like July, August, September. Okay. Yes, it's awful. And again, I'm not here those months, so I don't care. I mean, let's check the quality right now. Today is pretty bad. So I'll show you. There's my monitor. Boop. I just did this on a YouTube video the other day. It's 161 right now. This is unusually bad. Usually not this bad in October. This is a bad day. But my inside is 13, baby. Woo! Perfect air. So I take care of this. I breathe perfect air 24/7, even though I live in Dubai. I cover this. Okay. And I'm not here when it's bad. And I'll be honest with you, when the air quality is bad in Dubai during those months, and I have to be outside for long periods of time, which is rare. If I just going into a taxi really quick, it's not going to hurt you. But if I have to be outside for a while, which is very rare in the hot months because I'm not here. But there's been one example where I was here in July, where I was moving Pink Firefly back to the US for a while. And I had to be sitting out with movers outside. Guess what? I wore this. I wore an N95 mask, and then you're covered. Now, why do you want to? I don't want to go somewhere I have to wear a mask. I just said only 3 months a year. Don't be here, as I said 10,000 times. Don't move to Dubai and then be here June, July, and August. Don't. You don't want to be here. It sucks. It's awful. Even people who live here go, I'm going to die. Yeah, it sucks. That's the answer. Let's see. Talking about Paraguayan women. Great. How different do you think your personality would be if you grew up in another Western country besides the USA? That's a very interesting question because I'm very American, aren't I? Very interesting question. I don't know. I would still have my basic personality. I'd still be basically Caleb. But, and I would still have a drive for individuality, even if I grew up like in Saudi Arabia. I would, just a personality thing. But I would still be sensitive to societal programming, right? I still like, this is kind of bullshit. I'm told this thing about mama and dad, that's bullshit. I still have that. Right? So, but I probably wouldn't have the strong, like, Sylvester Stallone's my hero. I probably wouldn't have that, because I grew up not only in the United States, but also in the 80s. So I'm very American in my viewpoints. I'm also very 80s in my viewpoints. Business, women, masculinity, all that stuff is my societal programming coming out of the 80s. The 80s was a perfect time. It wasn't perfect. There were some problems, but it was way better than now. God damn. Let's see. Can you use the taxes you pay abroad to lower your USA tax? Can you use the taxes to pay abroad to lower your USA tax bill? I don't understand that question. Do you update the country profiles in the escape plan course regularly? Not regularly. Every once in a while I will, but not regularly, no. What is your definition of collapse? Slightly loaded GDP rate? That's not a collapse. No, that's a recession. No, that's not a collapse. Go look up on my Sovereign CEO channel what will actually happen. Type that in to the search, and it'll go. I have 6 different scenarios for Western collapse, and I go into detail on each 6. It's going to be one of those 6 scenarios: deflation, collapse, or currency collapse, war, coup. I mean, I go through all the scenarios. I like that they don't check. It's low priority for countries and citizens. Yeah, they don't. These countries don't give a shit. This is 2% rule stuff. Hey, but I said, I've done many videos about this. The world is not run the way you read it in a book. I read in a book, in an article, that therefore this happens. No. That's like saying no one smokes weed in America because weed is illegal, which is what people outside the United States actually said this for years. No, everyone smokes weed in the U.S. and it was illegal. Cops were smoking it when it was illegal. Doesn't mean anything. But weed's illegal, so no one smokes it. People don't have sex in Dubai because sex was up until 2 years ago. Premarital sex in Dubai was illegal. So no one had sex in Dubai. No one had hookers in Dubai. Within how many years do you think it'll be possible to get out of Europe? This place is going down fast. You can't say Europe. It depends on which country. And there will be countries in Europe where you won't be able to leave. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There will be countries in Europe, they won't let you fucking leave. We can only speculate as to which ones and when. So you can't say Europe. Depends which country you're talking about. Europe's fucked. Yeah. I don't know why people are still there. I don't understand it. I honestly don't. At this point, I don't know if people are still in the United States. I don't know. It's the more news I see over there, it's my when I visit, I'm like, why do people still live here? Other than, I have small children. That's the only valid excuse that I've given. You have a 5-year-old child and you're not with the baby mom anymore and you want it, okay, fine. That's it. That's the only excuse that you've got. Other than that, get the fuck out of there. What are you doing? I don't get it. Do you like living around people who hate each other? And, do you like wokeism? Do you like Biden? Well, Trump, did Trump fix it? Trump was already president for it. Did he fix it or did he make it worse? So Canada will have a war or coup. That's not what I said. No. Canada will not have a war or coup. Collapse. Yeah. When the America collapses, Canada's going right after it. Canada is America's little dog. Yeah. You've called Canada collapsing Western country. Yeah, Canada's collapsing. It's imploding faster than America is in terms of its political structures. Yes, the banks aren't quite as bad, but A, it's collapsing internally faster, and B, it's relying on America, which is collapsing really fast. So yes. So Canada is collapsing by my definition. What country are the ones you offer would you recommend for a German? Dubai. You know how many Germans are here? I have a lot of German friends here. I know a lot of Germans here. I do. And they love it here. And they're like, and they go back to Hamburg or whatever, and they visit their family, like, oh, get me out of here. They can't leave fast. If they go back to visit family, it's a short flight. And it's unlike America. They come here and they immediately stop paying those taxes. It's great. If security, freedom, and making money is a priority, Dubai or that Uruguay. Uruguay's pretty good. Dubai's better. Uruguay's great. Billy is really pushing me for Uruguay hard. And that's going to happen hopefully next year. That's a big project. We got to do it right. But yeah, Uruguay's awesome. Yeah, Uruguay's a shit, man. Basically, I was reading that if you pay taxes in one country, the U.S. will help pay that lower tax bill to avoid double taxation. That's correct. If the USA has a tax treaty with that country, you will not be double taxed, but it will not reduce your overall tax rate if you go to another Western country. That's what I was looking at when I was looking at moving at Australia many years ago. I was crazy. Yes, Australia will charge you 40% taxes. America will charge you 40% taxes. But if you spend half the year in one and half the year in the other, you only spend the taxes in the time you spend in each country. You don't get double taxed. That's correct. That's true. So the question is, does it have a taxation treaty? Most countries do, some don't. So if they don't, you will get double taxed. Right. The entire reason that Dubai initiated its 9% corporate tax, which doesn't apply to most corporations, there's a floor to it. Is you have to make like $20 million or something. The only reason they did that, not because they need the money. You know why Dubai had to introduce that 9% corporate tax? Because the West was going to blacklist the UAE. They said, you need to tax people like us, fuckers, or else we're going to blacklist you and stop doing business with you. And UAE said, all right, fine. We'll do a 9% corporate tax to shut you fuckers up. That's why they did it. The whole world. It's the whole world. Got the whole world in his hand. Following the same Dubai schedule as you, was super surprised to see it is still that bad in October. This is this is not typical. It's what is today's date? The 21st. This is just a weird week. Last few days have been really bad for the air. That means there's some kind of, that's a climate thing. Has to do with the wind or something. I don't understand these things. But no, last October it was fine. And the October before that, it was fine. This is just a weird, it's not typical. Yeah, last few days, I'm like, what the hell? It's 140 outside and it's October. Wow, just the last few days. Wouldn't a collapsing country have some negative indicator like negative GDP growth rate? No, because GDP is government spending. So all you do is you jack up the government spending like Trump did and like Biden is doing, and that's part of GDP. So you have 2% GDP growth. Look, 2% growth. We're doing great because government spending trillions of dollars of your money. That means you're collapsing. Right. I have a business where I risk getting famous. Is that a risk? You said you want to avoid becoming famous. Yes. What are the reasons for you? I struggle to deal with lots of haters, even though I'm pretty outcome independent. You're not outcome independent if you're worried about haters. Do you think I'm worried about haters? I get haters all the time. I don't care. So you are lying to yourself. You are outcome dependent if you worry about haters. What is the reason for me? The primary two reasons. Good question, actually. Never been asked that question, I think. What he's talking about, what he's referring to is my goal is to be the least famous I need to be to hit my income goals. I am the opposite of Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's entire world is to be famous since he was a young man many years ago. And Andrew Tate, Grant Cardone, he wants, 5 billion people to know his name because he wants to be famous. Oh, no. Now, if you want to be famous, please go ahead. Don't let me stop you. I am the opposite. I don't want to be, I want to be the least famous I can to hit the income goals I want, and then I'm done. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'll just keep this little tiny empire that no one knows about. Why? Two reasons. One is I'm an introvert, and when people say at airports and out in the public, oh my God, it's Caleb Jones. It's nice, but I wouldn't want that all the time. Ugh, no, that would bug the fuck out of me if that happened all the goddamn time. And I personally know people who are famous or famous-ish, and it happens all the time. It happens when I'm with them. And I'm like, God, I would kill myself if this happened all the time. If I was Brad Pitt and you couldn't go anywhere, but not Brad Pitt, just famous on the internet famous. So that's number one. Number two is we live in an authoritarian world. I want people out of my business in terms of my finances and things. So the more famous I am, the more likely I am to get sued, to get audited, crap like that. I don't want that shit. That's why I don't talk about how much money I make or where I'm invested. I keep that quiet. So that's another reason. Those two. There's probably some other reasons I'm not thinking of, but now being famous, you can leverage that. There's advantages in being famous. I've seen some famous people pull some amazing shit that I couldn't pull or couldn't pull as well because I have a little bit of baby fame. So yeah, so there's advantages to it. And if you want to do it, great, do it. It's not me. But if you're worried about getting famous because you're scared of haters, you're a big fucking pussy. You need to look in the mirror and ask yourself why you're being a pussy. Why do you care what 15-year-olds on the internet think about you or say about you? It's not even what they think, it's what they say. So what if some 18-year-olds talk shit about you on the internet? Who cares? Who cares, man? These are not rational thinkers. These are 18-year-olds. I've talked about this. Watch my hater video. I did a deep dive on haters about, 6 months ago on my Sovereign CEO channel. It's a 45-minute long video. The deep dive analysis of exactly how they work and my experience and experience of others. And watch the video. Watch it more than once if you're scared of hate. Ooh, I'm scared. Why? Outcome independence. Who gives a fuck? I don't care. People who know me think of me. And if you don't believe me, ask my wife. I don't care. She cares a lot. I embarrass her all the goddamn time. Yeah. Let's see. What am I doing here? So is there any empirical indicators we could use that shows the company is collapsing? You're really stuck on this topic. If you don't think America is collapsing, stay there. Other than GDP, because you can't. Okay. So yes, government growth, wage growth, inflation, taxation growth, where the money is going, cultural collapse. So there's 6 or 7 indicators right there. all of which have gotten worse every year I've been alive since the early 1970s in both Canada and the US and Europe. Real wages, all these things. Look at there's tons of indicators, not GDP. I've said many times GDP is a bullshit indicator. GDP can look great when countries are about to collapse. There's been many scenarios in the past of this because GDP is about government growth. Government just prints up a bunch of money and spends a bunch of money, and GDP goes up. And they go, hey, look, GDP, everything's fine, everybody. But if you love Canada, stay in Canada the rest of your life. You're going to be fucked in a few years or a few decades. I don't know when it's going to happen. You're going to be in big trouble, but go ahead, stay there. If you don't believe me, Canada's fucked. Are you kidding? Jesus. Yeah. Are you still looking at an Asian country for residency still? No, I'm not. Not for residency. I would love that besides the Philippines. No, I've never looked at Asian countries for residencies. For economic flags, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Now that the pandemic's over, thank God. Okay, but residency, no. No. I have 5 residencies. I'm good. Hey, Caleb, what would be your best advice for people who are working to get their first 1 to 2K per month in business? The struggles you face, the doubts, the mindset stuff. Pretty general question. You have another question here. Know your 18-month rule. Could you reiterate that as well if you don't mind? I mean, your first question is pretty general. Mindset about what? 18-month rule is you don't pivot to another business until you put your full heart and soul into your current business for 18 months. Assuming you started the correct business and you're narrowly niche, you're talking. So assuming you're doing it right, which in my world, right means you're selling to a narrow niche, not how to lose weight, not mindfulness. These aren't narrow niches. Narrow niche, and what you're selling is high margin. Assuming you're doing that, you're not going to look at another business until you do this for 18 months. That's a year and a half. Then if you made 0 and you really have done it, you're not thinking about it. I get these guys, well, Caleb, I've been thinking about this for 6 months. And I don't care what you're thinking about it. Do it. Then you can pivot. You'll make money before 18 months. It won't take you 18 months to make money. It won't, especially if you've got my stuff. Is it easy to get laid in countries like Georgia and Armenia? It is about the same as a typical Western country. Georgia and Armenia is about the same. It's about equivalent. Not easy, but not hard. Could you see yourself learning a new language in your lifetime? Spanish. Yeah, I need to learn Spanish, and I will. When is the video with all the stats of Western collapse coming out? I had to wait until I moved here. So I've been waiting to be here. Now I have my big fancy thing set up with my fancy $3,000 electronic writing board I've got. So that's all set up in the end of the room. So now I'm here. I can do it. So it's coming. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you still trying to get a super FB? No. As I've said several times, I put that on pause because of all these transitional stuff. And, the fact that I'm not even living with my wife right now. And no, that is a very low thing on the priority scale right now. So no. Nope. I mean, at some point, sure. Down the road, sure. But right now, I don't care. That is not a priority or a rush on my part. My woman life is on a scale of 1 to 10, an 11. So it's not a really big, that doesn't take a lot of my focus. It doesn't make a lot of sense to focus on something that is an 11 right now. I got to focus on things that are not yet 10s. How do you use Asia an economic flag? In what ways can be this done? That is a very general question. A, you can start a business there. B, you can do banking there. C, you can start a business, location-independent business, serving people there. D, you can buy real estate there. E, you can invest in companies there. F, you can buy stocks there. I just gave you 5, 6 things. There you go. I'm absolutely fine with moving and lived in Asia before. I work in healthcare and expect greater demand due to the age of population. Correct. Healthcare is very good. And Canada added 1 million immigrants last year. Yeah. You're probably going to pay for them with your tax dollars. If one is completely broke and always has been, should one get a job first and for how long before the next step? I've always said, I've been very consistent about this. If you literally can't pay your bills, please don't start a business. Go get a job so you can pay your bills, please. I've said this since day one. If you literally are fucking virtually homeless, you're about to get kicked out of your apartment because you can't pay your bills because you have no income, please go get a job. Not forever, just now to pay your bills, get above zero, get your head above water, focus there and then start a business. If you're in that level of stress, you're not going to be able to build a good business anyway. If you have no money, no, don't do that. Corporate tax in Dubai in the pandemic showed that even the good countries sometimes have to obey the big guys. That's correct. Unfortunately, we live in an interconnected world. Yes, we do. You think there's some countries that are more independent than others? Yes, but a lot of them are shithole countries. Like Belarus is very independent, but do you want to live in Belarus? That guy's a dictator. So there are a few. You could argue that North Korea is very independent. They tell everybody to fuck off, except maybe China. But that's the problem. Now, that's why I like comparatively, UAE is very independent. Comparatively, as compared to other countries. Paraguay is very independent as comparatively compared to other countries. That's why I like those. Those are my two favorite countries. They're very good at either, in the case of Dubai, telling other countries to fuck off, or in the case of Paraguay, just doing their own thing and not being involved with what other countries do. And those are the kind of countries you want as the Western world continues to collapse. You want countries that are independent and mind their own fucking business. Now, do Paraguay and UAE mind 100% of their own business at all times? No, but compared to other countries, they're pretty damn good. Every country sucks, just some countries are worse, suck less than others. They're called immigrants or students, and they pay 5x the tuition to subsidize us. Dubai knows how to make the immigrants work. Correct, we do. No, they're not subsidizing you. No, the immigrants are not subsidizing you. Okay, enough of the Canada's awesome. Just stay in Canada. You're good. That's fine. Stay there. Actively working on marketing agency for martial arts. Cool. I guess during the 18 months, you have doubts that it's possible, and doubting yourself is possible. You'll always doubt yourself. Of course, I still doubt myself sometimes. Even I sometimes doubt myself. Even big, arrogant asshole Caleb. Not often. I don't doubt myself often, but it happens. Especially lately. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, my God. Can I pull this off? Can I do this? Shit. So even, especially lately. So, yeah. How do you combat your mind at that time? Well, here's the question. How much money do you want to make? You said 1,000 to 2,000 a month initially, right? Was that you? Is that a doable goal? Yes. I just showed you 3 days ago a 20-year-old teenage girl living in Pakistan in a Muslim country making $130,000 a year, $10,000 plus a month. So if she can do it, right? Can you make $1,000? Easiest thing in the world, man. And here's the other thing too. And I say this in Business Builder all the time. Your first $1,000 or your first client or your first $5,000, whatever context is, depending on whatever company you're setting up, is the hardest. It's very hard mentally. Someone wants to pay me $1,000, but I'm an idiot. I don't know anything. Once you make that first $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, the floodgates open. You're like, oh shit, this wasn't that hard. Well, fuck, let's do it again. And you do it again and again and again. It's just getting over that hump of that first $1,000, $2,000, That's part of our guarantee in the Business Builder program. We guarantee you'll make that because that's the hardest part. Getting that first client, first customer, that first hunk. That's the hardest part. Once you overcome that, in most cases, you're off to the races. That's how it works. And it's all mental. It's all emotional. It really is. Yeah. Do you think the civil unrest and violence will be bad in the EU? We have no guns, as it will be, or as well, or will it mostly be an American thing? Will the civil unrest in the EU be bad? Yes. You've seen civil unrest in the EU, including lately. You saw what happened in France a few weeks ago, right? Now, will it be bad? Yes. Will it be as bad as in the US? No, because the US has guns. Right. Now, here's the weird thing about the US. You saw this with January 6th. The guys with guns in the US are a little afraid to use them. The worst case scenario is you have like the Tea Party protest where every once you have a guy with a pistol because he has a concealed carry, and that's it. He won't pull it out and use it. So Americans are a little touchy about actually using it, but they do have them, yes. And yes, you will see bloodshed in the United States soon. Soon. That's not 30 years or 20 years. You'll see that soon. Oh, yeah. You're going to see scenarios where not the cops, some sort of federal police officers or National Guard roll into some town, and it'll be some southern town where everyone's armed. They're like, hey, get the fuck out of our town. And you will see bloodshed. That is coming. Make a mental note of that prediction. I said it. And I'm not the only one who said it. I mean, Scott Adams just said it a few weeks ago. What's happening in Israel is going to happen on a smaller scale in the United States. Oh, yeah, man. Yep. I've been saying this for years. I'm going to be right. Just like I was right about everything else. Just like I was right about the overreaction to the pandemic. Just like I was right about predicting war in Ukraine and all that stuff. Okay. And how Trump wouldn't build a wall. I was right, all this stuff. Right? Yeah. But that's like saying, well, it'll be bad in the US, but civil unrest won't be bad in Europe. It'll be very bad in Europe. It just won't have guns. You can do a lot of damage with no guns. You see what happens with the Hispanics in South America when they lose a soccer game, right? They're burning down cars and burning down buildings. That doesn't require guns, right? Including the Floyd riots in 2020, which was the impetus for me leaving 4 years early. Leaving the States 4 years early was the Floyd riots. I said, all right, that's it. I'm not waiting to 2025. I'm getting the fuck out of here now. And I was out of there in 6 months. Were there a lot of guns used in those riots? No, but a lot of damage, huh? You don't need guns to do damage. Unfortunately. What do you think is the cause of the childification of adults in the West? The decline of men in the West. So declining testosterone, which is an environmental thing. The declining culture, which is a cultural thing. The rise of strong, independent women. The reduction of men being scared of saying what they think. Right? That's a big reason Trump was elected, is this was the way of men getting back to society without saying it publicly. The biggest reason Trump was elected, besides the fact that Hillary was awful, that's the number one reason. The one reason Trump was elected is Hillary was so bad. It wasn't about Trump, it was about Hillary. That the second reason was there were so many men who secretly were excited that Trump was saying what they wish they could say, but they were pussies and couldn't say it. I just had a conversation with someone a week or two ago about how I'm the only one in the entire world who discusses publicly to a large audience how men can date multiple attractive women and how I do it, even though I'm married. And my wife comes on and talks about it with me. I'm the only one in the world. Why? Am I the only one in the world doing this? Millions of people are doing this. Millions of men are doing what I'm doing or variations of what I'm doing, but they won't talk about it. Why? They're pussies. They're big fucking pussies. Well, what if my mom sees my video? Well, you think I got to fuck what my mom thinks? Love my mom. Don't give a fuck what she thinks. Don't care. Yeah. See, that's the problem. That's why men are children. And they get all excited about Ahsoka. What's the last 10 out of 10 meal you had? I don't remember. Eating really good food is not part of my world right now. I'm overweight still. I'm still losing weight, but I don't remember. That's a good question. I could give you some 9 out of 10 meals I've had here in Dubai last few months. I had some 8, 9 out of 10 meals in Guadalajara. Food in Mexico is so good. So I could give you some 8 and 9 out of 10. I can't think of a 10 out of 10 meal. Can't think of one. It's been a while. I don't know. Very good question. Interesting question. I can't remember. Are you getting UAE citizenship or are you getting your passport from somewhere else? I follow 5 flags rules. 5 flags rules state that you're not a citizen where you live. So I will never get UAE citizenship ever. I don't want it. I live here. I don't want their passport. Then if you get a passport where you live, you are subject to more laws and rules. For example, I would have to get the jab. I'd have to go get a COVID vaccine right now if I had a UAE passport. But because I don't need one. See how this works? So no, I will never get a UAE passport. All the passports I will get and or have will be countries where I don't live. Will the situation in Russia chill anytime soon? Is it out of the list of countries to move to? Will it chill anytime soon? No, not soon, but it will. Russia's already won. As I said, they would win, a year or two ago. I said they're going to win. Ukraine can't win. Ukraine could cause a lot of problems, but they can't win. Russia has essentially already won. They've taken the land bridge. It's done. They're fighting because Russia and Ukraine are psycho shithole countries, and they're corrupt governments, and they're both horrible. So they're going to keep shooting at each other for a long, long time. No, there are guys who live in Russia who love it. So if any of you follow Wealthy Expat, he lives here in Dubai too. Okay, good guy. He did a whole profile on one of his clients who lives in Russia, and it was a whole long video. And it's funny because he cares about the algorithm, so he couldn't say the word Russia. Isn't that amazing? YouTube will not let you say the word Russia. So he had to say, we're talking about a certain country that we can't say, but it's the country located, and it's Russia, right? And this guy was talking about, this guy was like this American. He's like, this is great. Low crime, low taxes, great weather, nice people, great place to raise kids. He loved Russia. So you could move to Russia if you, under certain conditions, depending on your lifestyle and things like that. Sure. I have still never visited Russia. I was going to go before the pandemic, then the pandemic happened. I was going to go to Ukraine too. I had to cancel my flight to Ukraine when the pandemic hit. So I still have never been to Ukraine. I know a lot of Ukrainians, okay, but I've never been to Ukraine. So, how do you pick the best location for land as an investment? Do you recommend buying land in specific countries? I don't like discussing that topic publicly because that is a very advanced topic for very advanced investors. So I don't like to discuss that topic publicly. And nor am I an expert in that. I'm good with real estate, but not foreign real estate or foreign land. I'm still a novice in that area. You got to talk to Reed Kirkenbauer. That's who you want to talk to. I could answer the question, but I don't want to. It's a very advanced topic. Buying land, buying real estate in a foreign country you don't live in is extraordinarily complex. Extraordinarily more complex than I initially thought several years ago. That's why I haven't done it yet. It's easy to fuck up, and it's easy to fuck up with the laws, the taxes, and it's hard to do if you're not boots on the ground there for months at a time. I mean, it's a whole big thing. So. What do you think of Hong Kong as a tax flag? It's okay. There are better places, but it's all right. It's okay. In hindsight, did you realize it was unreasonable to even consider getting the jab in hindsight, do you realize it was unreasonable to even consider getting the jab some time ago? I've been very clear in my opinion on the jab. The Trump supporters and right-wingers and those psychos who say the jab will give you a heart attack or give you ED and make your dick stop working because Bill Gates, those people are idiots. The jab is quite safe. In terms of that, I don't know about the longevity stuff. So getting the jab now, 10 years from now, are you going to be fine? Statistically, you probably are. I'm a big believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's why I don't even like to take medicine. I don't like to take aspirin. I will take it if I have to, but I don't want to. So I don't like taking pills that are external. Vitamins, yes. Those are naturopathic. Those don't have side effects. Those are natural. Testosterone, yes. Testosterone is in my body already. TRT is replacing the testosterone you already lost, not jacking your testosterone up to steroids. That's why I will never do steroids. So it's just an overall belief structure that I have. That's why I didn't take it, and I don't want it. And I hopefully will never have to take it. Hopefully. Now, here's the thing. I said back then, and I haven't changed my mind. If COVID was still going on right now, and let's say 5 years from now, COVID was still a thing 5 years from now, and the vaccine has been around for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and all the studies have been done, and we're all good. Well, then it might be okay to take it if I had to do it for trial. It might be okay. But right as soon as you invent it, no, thank you. I'm not. No, thanks. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And as I said, when COVID hit, I said, watch, I'm tempted to go get COVID to prove to you guys it's no big deal. And I got COVID, and I did a whole YouTube video while I had it. I was coughing and sweating. I said, it's fine. I was fine. I had 5 bad days. I was fine. Because you're all a bunch of pussies. Not you guys, but well, some of you are. You mentioned at some point quitting sugar. Yes, I have quit sugar. I do not eat sugar anymore. Could you elaborate on how? Yeah, it's very simple. You don't eat sugar for any sugar whatsoever for 6 weeks straight with no cheat days. That's how you do it. And it's hard. And I did it. I did it in January. Now, when I say no sugar, that means no food with any sugar in it. So no ketchup. Ketchup has sugar in it. When you buy salsa at the store, you got to read the ingredients because most salsa has sugar in it. No sugar, not even trace amounts. None. And what I also did was no bread or pasta, because that turns to sugar. And as I said, it cured my sugar cravings. I don't need sugar anymore. I'll go to the store now, and this is the first time in my life I've been like this, and I'm in my 50s. I'll see ice cream and candy and donuts and go, nah, I don't need it. Even when I feel like I want to eat it, like I want a treat, I want ice cream, like I don't want ice cream. Awesome. Now, here's the problem. I still want bread. So the craving for sugar is very different for some reason inside the body than the craving for bread. So I still want pizza, bagels, chips. I still want those things, but I don't need sugar anymore. It worked. So you don't eat sugar for 6 weeks. And that's hard, especially when you have wife, girlfriend, friends. You go out with people and they're all eating. They're eating cake or French fries with ketchup. And you're like, oh, you guys sit there eating your soup. Where the fuck are you eating? Or your steak. But you can have cheese. You can use keto. That's how I did it. I would have I'd have cheese. So you can have keto stuff. You can still have bad food, just not sugar. What about naturally sweet foods? That kind of sugar. When I say sugar, I mean added sugar. I can have all the fruit I want. I eat dates. I eat pineapple. Pineapple's fantastic. So yes, I still ate fruit. I can have fruit. Natural occurring sugar is not addictive and will not give you cancer. So you can have all that you want. I don't know if you have all that you want, but that's fine. So you can have fruit. Fruit won't give you cancer. Your body was designed to eat fruit. It was not designed to eat a Snickers bar. There's a difference. Yes, they're both sugar, but they're completely different. Go research your own science on this stuff. But you can have fruit. Fruit won't kill you. Yeah, it's fine. So pineapple, blueberries, the fruits I eat. Pineapple, blueberries, dates, but sparingly because they have a lot of calories and they're real sweet. What else? I mean, those are my big ones. Fruit. I have pineapple. Today, all I ate today was Greek yogurt with pineapple and blueberries in it, nuts, and no sugar salsa. So one of my treats for my stupid diet is I'll get salsa with no sugar in it, okay, natural salsa, and I'll put cashews in it, and I'll eat it, and it tastes like, the crunch tastes like you're dipping chips in salsa, but it's cashews. So you gotta be careful with the calories of the cashews, but that's all I've had today. I feel full. Worked. I've always needed 10 to 11 hours of sleep to feel rested. Below that, I'm a zombie. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. It seems impossible to compete with 7 to 8 hour any solution. Talk to a doctor. Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. Mentally or physically, probably physically. Something's off with your hormones. As always, you start with the 4 key hormones. Testosterone, thyroid, which is T3, vitamin D, and estradiol, which is your estrogen. Men need some estrogen. They need some, but not too much. Check all 4 of those. Got a blood test. Check all 4. Make sure you're in the correct levels. I have several videos on this over my Alpha Male 2.0 channel. Start there. Get some blood tests. I check these every year, man. Every year I go in and get them checked. For the rest of my life. Yeah. And there's some other ones too. Progesterone, especially if you're a woman, those 4. Start there. If those are all perfect, go see a doctor if something's wrong with you. If a guy in his 20s already had a long Alpha 2.0 dating history and 6 figures income, could he get married, or would you still keep the rule of not marrying before you're 35? What do you think my answer is? What do you think is my answer? Yes, wait till you're 35, motherfucker. Why are you in a rush? Why are you in a rush? We're men. We can have babies as long as we want. There's no rush. You're still young at 35. You're still young. If you're Alpha 2.0 and you're following all the models I talk about, you're still young in your 40s. I'm 51. Do I look old? Do I act old? No. I could I could wait to this age to get married. When I was in my 30s, I said, yes, someday, at some point I'll settle down with an OLTR wife. But I said in my 30s, in my mid 30s, I said this. And those of you who saw my blogs back then, remember I said this. I said, I could wait till I'm in my 50s to settle down and get married. 50s. And I was prepared to wait till my 50s. I almost did. I got married when I was 40, my version of married, when I was 47. Fine. I was in no rush. If you're in a rush, you have ovinitis, you're being a needy pussy, you have to say why you're in a rush. There's no rush to settle down, move in with a woman. Your whole life will change, and not for the better, if you move in with a woman. It's a whole different thing. You better be prepared. And most men, the vast majority of men, don't know how to do it. They don't know how to manage a relationship when they live full time with a girl. They don't. They just don't. Especially Western men. Especially today's Western men. You're fucked. Okay? And it doesn't matter if it's OLTR and you're having sex with other girls. Yeah, that's good. Wait till you're 35. At a bare minimum. You really should wait till you're 40. Yeah. If you deadlift 200K for a few reps, is that good for increasing testosterone? Well, how much is that in pounds? Let's do a conversion. I only think in terms of American pounds. kg to lbs. Well, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's huge. Yes, that would help your testosterone. Yes. Any compound weightlifting helps testosterone. And I've done this experiment. You don't do any compound lifting or no weightlifting. Test your testosterone. Okay. Start lifting heavy compound exercises, deadlifts, squats the best, bench press, sure. Rows, shit like that. Okay. Don't make any other changes in your life. Just start working out, hitting those weights 2-3 times a week is all you need. Okay. Wait 2 months, check your testosterone again. 300 points. You'll gain 300 points in total T if you're healthy. That's just something weird wrong with you. So yeah, the answer is yes. Yeah. Could you do a series specifically helping listings? Everything I talk about is about listings. I scream at you guys all week, all the time. Everything I talk about is specifically for listings because that's most of you. So yes, or do it. How do you find a good passport flag? You research, Google around. And again, what is the point? What is the point of your passport? Different guys want passports for different reasons. Some guys like me want passports, I can't say it publicly, to improve their financial life. Okay. Other guys want passports because they want to be very mobile and they want to be able to travel a lot. When I look at a passport, like when Andrew Henderson talks about tier A and tier B, and I don't really give a fuck about the number of countries I can visit with a passport. That's fine. I look at that. That's not my priority. My priority is something else. So why do you want the passport? And then you do your research based on why you want it. Not just, I want another passport. Why? Why do you want another passport? You don't just get another passport because Caleb says, or Andrew Henderson says, no, McCapolis says. No, you what is your reason for wanting a passport? What is the age range where a woman should have a first kid? Maybe out of 2. Have the first kid maybe out of 2. I don't think women should have children. A lot of women should never have children. I know right-wingers hate it when I say that, but it's true. Not most. A significant percentage of Western women should never become mothers. They'll just fuck up the kids and ruin their societies. In terms of if you're looking for a woman to settle down with and you want to have children with that woman, if you look at the data, it's around, if you have a kid too young, you'll just get divorced. So the number I've usually used is like 27 to 34-ish, somewhere in there for you having a kid with a woman. You could go under 27, but now you're risking divorce. You have a baby with a 19-year-old, you're an idiot. She'll be out of your life in 2 years, right? Women can have babies past 35, but then you start, the statistical probabilities of challenges increase. If you are wealthy and she's wealthy, it can be any age you want. There are women in their mid-40s having kids, but they're wealthy. So they do all these doctor things and things in their bellies and shit. So, but if you're a normal human, 27 to 35-ish, somewhere in there. That's just my opinion. I mean, that's, What changes usually have to be made if you want to go sleeping with 6s or 7s to sleeping with 8s and 8s and 9s? Literally nothing except your attitude. Your attitude. 90% of that changes your attitude. It's this. It's probably the same stuff. I mean, it's not like, well, if I change my shirt, I can now get 9s. No. Or if I use a different kind of game, I can get 9s. If you're having sex with lots of 6s and 7s already, you can go after 9s right now, right this second. The problem is here in your head. It's inside here. Well, 9s don't like me. And yeah, they do. And I've said 9s are not hard. 9s are not difficult. 7s are often harder than 9s. I've talked about why. 10s are more difficult. That's different. You didn't ask about 10s. You have 8s or 9s. 8s, 9s not hard. at all. What type and category of women should never have children? It's not an easy answer. It's not a type or a category. It's not an easy answer I could give you in a quick Q&A like this. It's certain personality traits shouldn't have kids. And I place it at about 25% of modern day Western women, maybe even 30%, probably not 30, at least 25% of modern day Western women right now, United States, Canada, Europe, should never have children, ever. And you say that the conservatives go, but we have to save the white race. Well, I don't care. Especially in welfare states. United States, Canada, and Western Europe are welfare states. You really don't want these women having kids then, because you'll just pay for them with your tax dollars and further bankrupt your country. It might be 30%. It might be 30. That number may be growing. Matter of fact, it is growing, because look at all these women in Gen Z. All these Gen Z girls, they're all depressed. All these girls in Gen Z are either depressed or having anxiety, clinical social anxiety. Would they make good mothers? Be honest. No, they wouldn't. Right? So, yeah, it's in a few decades, it'll probably be 50%. Shouldn't. They still will, and make society even worse. Yeah. Not that I care. That's not my problem anymore. How did you meet the sexy Pakistani you did an interview with? Oh, she's sexy, is she? I'll tell you said that. She has really white teeth. I'm like, Romessa, why do your teeth look so white? What the fuck? Did you get veneers? She's like, no, I just my teeth. I hired her. She's on my team. Been working with her for years. Billy hires all my people, so Billy found her. I don't know. I meant to say content on technique or methodologies to stop being a listig. I already talk about that all the fucking time. All the fucking time. I just would say, this is for listings. Just assume that every technique I give you, content, technique, mindset, just assume I'm saying this is for listings, because it is. Caleb, I reread my copy of The Unchained Man. I feel the same about club night game not being fun. Well, that's just my opinion. That's our opinion. It's not, okay, but sure. I think day game is just an awful time sink, okay? I'm going to try online again. Do you still recommend Tinder? I recommend Tinder is one of the apps that you use, not just Tinder. Bumble is actually a little better than Tinder now. So Bumble, Tinder, and maybe a third, and a fourth one, depending on your zone. Tried Instagram DMs, doesn't see high return. That's a whole different science. That's a whole different type of game. You don't just use the same online dating stuff. That's social media game. It's just whole different type of thing. A lot more, takes a lot longer, a lot more patience. Okay. Yeah. Not for beginners. When you go to phase 3 of your life, we still have the chance to meet you in real life, for example, or on events. Yes, I will probably still do events after phase 3. Yes, I will probably still do events. They will be different. But yes. Hang on 1 second. I need to make sure that link worked. Hang on a minute. Consult. Coaching link is driving me crazy. Consult. Works again. Let's see here. Hang on a minute. Please hold. Come on, baby, finish what you started. Authorized sales. One-on-one kind. Consult with Caleb. Yeah. Why is that not forwarding? Oh, it's a forwarding problem. Oh, I know what's going on. I know what's working. Top Caleb. All right. I'm going to give you a different link for my coaching stuff. I talked about this earlier in the live stream. Hang on. And then I'll continue with your questions for a little bit. Then I got to go. It's getting late. Save show. Caleb.top/coaching. There we go. If you missed the beginning of the live stream, you should watch the beginning of this live stream, because I gave a whole bunch of announcements, a bunch of big changes. My YouTube channel, I'm bringing back the blog. We're changing the email mailing list, the way I send emails. I'm doing coaching, a bunch of stuff. Okay. I'm killing some of our services. I'm revamping some of our services. So whenever you're done, whenever this post on YouTube, where you watch that, you can go to caleb.top/coaching. And it's a system where it actually shows you how many slots I have available in my coaching stuff. And I've dropped the minimum, the 10,000 minimum to 5,000. It will not be below 5,000 ever. And there's only a certain number of slots I'll take at 5,000 and above. There's a whole system there. You can go look at that. Okay. Where were we here? Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. Where are you? Let's see. Are you launching a revised 1-year program, and when? I answered that earlier. The new version of the 500K program, when I launched that, I was going to do it now. Instead, for these transitions, I'm going to use one-on-one coaching instead. You can hire me or Billy or both of us, or packages for both, all three. That's going to fill that placeholder. Next year we do it. It will not be a year-long program. I've decided that a year is too long. And instead, it's going to be a 3-month program, 3 or 4, 3 months, and a little more directive and intensive. And it'll only be for people who already have their own business. And Billy will actually vet you and not allow you the program if you don't have your own business. If you don't have your own business, we will direct you to the 9-day business builder. That's where you belong. The business accelerator is people who already have their own business, even if it's a new business, but you already have a business set up. And so that might be, I don't know, next year sometime, early next year, maybe. I don't know. Don't know. I was going to do it this month, and I just said, no, I got to make these transitions first. As I talked about at the beginning of this webinar, watch the recording of this webinar. Damn right she's sexy. All right. You mentioned a coaching program for existing business owners still in the cards. I just mentioned that. If we buy our updated Unchained Man book, will we still need the videos to implement? No, you will not need the videos. They're highly recommended because I like your money, but you don't need them. No, you don't need anything. Do you think Andrew Tate has naturally high testosterone? Probably. Yeah, I'd say so. Will you ever do cage matches like that one annoying YouTuber? I'd like to see you fight Neil Strauss or Mystery. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about cage matches and people my age. I'm in my 50s. If you recall, if you watch my YouTube videos, I have torn both my elbows from heavy lifting. I've never hurt myself lifting in my entire life. I've been lifting weights heavy off and on since I was 18 years old. It's because I'm an old man now. So the last thing I want to do is get into a ring. Now, if I was 25, 35, no problem. No problem. I've been in fights. I have a martial arts background. No problem. But now, no. Why? I would just tear a meniscus or something because I'm too fucking old. So no. Would be fun though, wouldn't it? That doesn't mean that I wouldn't get into a fight. I've mentioned this. If the scenario arose, I'm a high testosterone guy. I actually get excited about the thought, like, oh yeah. I mean, I heard who was it talking on this talk show about this? Where when someone's like, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass in real life, he's like, yeah. He can't wait to get into a fight. What's his name? He's a action star. Frank Grillo, who is awesome, by the way. He's fantastic. He gets excited to get into a fucking fight. That's how I feel. But when you have testosterone that is, 1200, that's how I feel. Right. And so when someone wants to fuck with me in real life, on the internet, people are pussies. In real life, someone's like, hey, I'm the fucker. Yeah, I would do it. Ooh, no, my wife wouldn't be very happy about that. But there was an incident a while back. Someone, a stranger, was fucking with my wife. Not fucking my wife, but harassing my wife, like physically. I wasn't there, of course. If I had been there, it wouldn't have happened. She was out with friends. And I'm like, and I don't know who it was. And I don't know who his name was. He was like a friend of a friend of a friend at a party or something. I would have loved to find that guy. And I would go to jail. I would spend a few nights in jail to put him in the hospital. Yeah. But, There you go. That's real, but that's not a cage match. That's real life. How do you like the entertainment, movies, music, media in the 90s compared to the 80s? I'm probably going to do a whole, not podcast, but well, yeah. That's a topic coming up. When cultural collapse began in the West, the 90s, that's when it began. And so I have a whole thing about this where I'll give you a little taste of what's going to happen, what's going to come. The cartoons in the 80s versus the cartoons in the 90s. Cartoons in the 80s, I grew up in the 80s, and I was also a very young person in the 90s. Okay. Cartoons in the 80s, you had the original Transformers cartoon, fantastic. You had G.I. Joe, fantastic. You had Robotech, beyond fantastic. You had Thundercats, fine. You had amazing cartoons that were written with real plots, real characters, that were written by real professional writers with actual writing ability that adults could watch and enjoy. Okay. Then go to the 90s. What do you got in the 90s? Dragon Ball Z, Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles. Oops, what happened? It started with Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles cartoon, the Ninja Turtles comic was awesome. The original Ninja Turtles, which I had in the 80s, the black and white, it was violent and bloody and serious. There were some funny aspects to it sometimes. It was amazing. Then they made this goofy cartoon and it made billions of dollars. And Hollywood said, wow, stupid shit works. These kids love stupid shit. Let's make more stupid shit. You had another Transformers thing in the 90s called Transformers Armada. Oh, I'm like, wow, a new Transformers cartoon. It was like 1998 or whatever, called Armada. And I watch it, and like within 5 minutes, like, Megatron in the 1980s cartoon was intelligent. He had plans. He was well-spoken. He was a real character, right? Then you have Megatron in the 90s. He's like, I will kill you because I am the bad guy. And Optimus Prime's like, I will stop you because I am good and you are evil. No, you will not, Optimus Prime. That's the 90s. 90s sucked. Sorry. And if you grew up in the 90s, I realize you're attached to those cartoons because you grew up with. I understand that. If you saw the 80s stuff, it was better. Sorry. And then, you know what? And then the 70s stuff was better than the 80s stuff. And I was a really little kid in the 70s, so I don't remember much. But there was a Tarzan cartoon in the 70s. It was amazing. It was like, I mean, like written like a book. It was amazing. It was a cartoon. So anyway, I'll talk about it later. Would you get lens replacement surgery to get rid of the glasses? Yes, I would absolutely do that. I've said that many times. I will be a cyborg. I will get all the augmentation. I'm not going to be on the first people to do it, but once a few million people have it, I will do it. Absolutely. I will be a total fucking cyborg. I can't wait. Are there any good business opportunities in Paraguay? Look at Stemfield. Yes. Talk to Billy. Billy's all tied into all kinds of businesses down there now. She's made that like her business, one of her business hubs. Oh, yeah, man. Any changes on registries across the world? Yes, many, all the time. How to introduce the topic of having an OLTR to a girl from social media game with whom is still unclear if she is into you or just being friendly. You don't discuss that on social media. You discuss that when you physically meet her. Do you play video games? Not anymore. I've stopped playing video games because I had to focus on my mission. I haven't played a video game in 3 years. I will get back to playing video games after I'm 54. I can't wait to play Alien Isolation again and Civilization 5 again. I would love to play Baldur's Gate 3. That looks so good. I got a mission to work on. I got a mountain to climb first. Situation in the EU is so bad. I was thinking going to SEA to get a job rather than stay here until I get my great leave. Get the fuck out of here, man. When you train martial arts, you look to earn belts. When you train martial arts, will you look to earn belts in the martial art you choose? Will you just stick to one of martial art? I'm not training in martial arts right now. It's been a long, long time for me. I don't have time. I would love to. Krav Maga. Oh my God. Love to do that shit. Jiu-jitsu. I'd love to do that. I don't have time. I barely have time to lift weights and work out. So that was a long time ago. Caleb, you're a cool dude, man. You should be a radio show host. I know I have the voice for it. Yes. Thank you. Fighting is fun, but when you're older, you'll mess up your body. Correct. My brother just tore his ACL and had to get surgery. Right. That's the problem with being old. You know, you can't fuck with that shit when you're older. Sorry. Yeah. Are you serious to say you would go to jail to send him to the hospital? Extremely 1.0-ish from you. It's an emotional testosterone thing. No, I mean, no, you got to protect your wife, your girlfriend. If you're out and a guy comes up and physically like shoves your girlfriend, are you going to say, I'm an alpha male 2.0? I don't care. No. You got to protect. So that's different. Physical protection of my wife or like my children. Oh yeah. I'm going to put you in the fucking hospital. Oh yeah. That's not a 1.0 thing. 1.0 thing is lecturing your wife. Now you need to do this and do that. And you better not do this. You better not do that. Or your wife, flirts with a guy and you're like, you're not supposed to flirt with guys. I don't like, that's 1.0. If your wife is physically threatened, she was physically threatened. Oh yeah. I'll kill you. I'll shove your fucking skull on that wall. Yeah. And because I got to protect my wife. Yeah. Yep. Should filmmakers still niche? I don't know. That's an artistic question. Filmmakers suck today, so it doesn't matter. How much of your income do you earn from non-Western sources? I don't remember the exact percentage. I have to look that up again. I don't remember. It is not 60%. It's less than 60%. A hunk, quite a bit, but not 60%. Have you heard a film called The Best Man? No. If not, it's a Black American film. It depicts different archetypes of men. I have never heard of that movie. I'll check it out. You've read the manga Berserk. I know all about it. I've never read the manga. The CGI anime adaptations are god awful. Their hand-drawn animations are okayish. The manga is brutal, dark, and has great story, art you'd love. I've been told that many times. I've had people who say that the Black Dragon and Pink Firefly comic I based on Berserk. I've never seen Berserk. So no. But yeah, I've been told that many times. I should check it out. Don't have a lot of time these days, but yeah. Caleb Jones says to be outcome independent and does not get angry, but gets into fights. No, I've never gotten to a fight in the last 15, 20 years of my life. When I was a younger man, when I was threatened, I had to defend myself. Yes. But I didn't start the fights. So I don't get into fights. No, I do not get into fights. You misread what I said. Are there any places in Africa that you considered for a flag? No. That is a whole, Africa is like another planet. The rules are completely different there. So it's not about having a flag. Africa can be very good, but no, it's not that I wouldn't do it. I've said, if I was young, if I was 25 years old, I'd move to Africa right now and I'd make $1 billion in Africa. Oh my God. But that's not a flag. That'd be a lifestyle. Africa's not a flag. Africa's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle you better want because it's going to be hard. I know a lot of Africans here in Dubai, and they're fantastic people. They're awesome. The Africans here in Dubai are awesome. Now, these are the upper crust Africans, but still, they're awesome here. It's great. Some of our favorite restaurants, Pink Firefly are the African restaurants. There's a restaurant chain here in Dubai called Tribes. It's African, legit African food, like African cooks, African staff. It's so good. It's great. It's awesome. Wealthy expat is in Dubai. Ty Lopez moved to Sweden. Thoughts? Yeah, I said wealthy expats in Dubai. He's here in Dubai. Did Ty move to Sweden? I don't think he moved to Sweden. He spends a lot of time I don't think he moved to Sweden. I need confirmation of that. I don't think that's where he moved to. You always seem to be very positive about the future in terms of living forever, cyborg, and so on. Aren't you worried about the agenda of people in charge of that? Yes. So I am concerned about putting things in my brain that are connected to something else. At the moment, I draw a line on that. But like replacing my heart with nanobots that push the oxygen through my body so I never get tired and stuff like that, and getting eyes that can see 20/20 vision and telescopic. I'm all over that. Give it to me. Do it right now. Yeah. Pressing a button like on my phone or on my arm so my ejaculate doesn't make any sperm, so I can't get anyone pregnant. Sign me up for that shit right now. Let's do it. Fuck yes. I can immediately eliminate all STDs and cancer cells. Yeah, sign me up. I'll do it. If I get implants, great, do it. Now, plugging me into some centralized computer that Google controls my brain, no, not doing that. Just became an Mexican. Mexican. So first generation American, working to move to full time. Cool. Sounds good. I wouldn't want to get my brain freeze because I think the chances are bad that things we've done with it rather than good ones. Well, you'd be dead, so who cares? How would a guy who is very short handle a fight situation with a very tall dude? You wouldn't get into a fight with a very tall dude. So in high school, so I grew up in the 80s, right? So I went to high school in the 80s. I was a normal sized kid until I was about 14. Then I got big because I'm a big guy. So puberty, I got big. So when I got big, a lot of the bullying, I wasn't bullied a lot because a lot of my friends were bullied much worse than me because they were little. They got it bad, or skinny or standard. The only guys in high school who'd fuck with me were the giant guys. The guy in high school with a beard. He's 17, has a fucking beard, and he's like 6'2", or the huge guys, the huge football player motherfuckers, bigger than me. They'd fuck with me a little bit. So anyways, you don't fuck with a guy who's bigger than you. You can't. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And if a guy's fucking with you, and you just leave and don't try to be cool. Don't try to take on a guy who's a foot taller than you and outweighs you by 60 pounds. Hollywood's bullshit. You can't do that. Hey there, Caleb Man. With the increase of the collapse, do you think alpha 2.0s will increase or diminish in the West short term? What? With the increase of the collapse, do you think alpha 2.0s will increase or diminish the West short term? Oh, the number of alpha 2.0s? I don't know. My audience will increase, but that's a tiny fraction of the world. So I don't know. I just know that the opportunities for the alpha male 2.0 will dramatically increase. If you're living the full alpha 2.0 life right now, you're living good. I've talked to several people last few weeks who are doing financially and in their sex lives pure alpha 2.0. And man, we're having a good time. It's the easiest time to be an alpha male 2.0, and it's going to be even easier as the West continues to collapse. The beta males are going to get crushed. The alpha male 1.0s are going to scream and yell and rant and scream and yell, be so fucking mad. Like Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson and all these right-wing guys, they're going to be so fucking mad. And the alpha male 2.0 is going to be just smooth. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. It's good now. Oof. 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 So I know that. Do Armenian banks care about source of funds shit? I mean, no more than any other bank. If you do like a wire transfer, no more than any other bank. Is Salt Daddy game easier than online dating? No. It's a little more hard, a little more difficult. Do you use similar techniques as normal online dating in real life story? Yes, they are similar techniques. Yes. What about after a person in late 30s? I don't know. Maybe. Depends on you. How adventurous are you? How healthy are you? How flexible are you? How willing are you in your late 30s to put up with a bunch of bullshit you'll hate? You might. Depends on you. Maybe. If a guy offended you in an aggressive way, but he was obviously non-threatening clown, would you still punch him just for the sake of it? What do you think? No, I would not. I do not initiate violence. That's why I'm a libertarian. I believe in the non-initiation of violence. What's it called? Non-aggression principle? I forget what it's called. No, I do not. I will never, and I have never initiated violence against anyone. I will never initiate. I will only respond. If you punch me, I'm going to fucking put you through that wall. But I'm not going to punch you. You can say whatever you want. You can say horrible things to my wife. That's fine. Say all you want. I don't care. Don't physically aggress against me or my wife. Now I'm going to put you through that fucking wall. That's different. So I have to respond. No. Ty Lopez said on Fresh and Fit podcast and now lives in Sweden. Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. All right. Ty Lopez was on Fresh and Fit. He is all over the place all of a sudden. I don't know what he's doing. I'm not old enough to have a girlfriend by your rules, so technically your move to Africa advice applies to me. That's correct, yes. However, I don't think I'm built for that. I'd rather make money elsewhere. Okay, then don't. Yeah, that's not. Africa is not for the faint of heart. Are you kidding? No. Why don't you talk more about non-Western sources of income? If you move out of the West and all you have are Western sources of income, you're still screwed. That's why I said. That's why 60% of my income needs to be not from America, Canada, or Western Europe. That's right. Right. That's correct. Why don't I talk about it more? Because that's beyond it blows people's brains, and most people in my audience are beginners. Non-Western income is not a beginner topic. I'd rather you get location dependent, get your 85,000 a year, get your 7,000 a month, location dependent, and then be either have a backup plan or move out of the collapsing West. Then let's focus on international income, international banking, and that's advanced shit. That's why I don't talk about it. Hard enough to get people to do that. If a beta male takes TRT in his 20s, will he be more bold, less timid? You don't do TRT in your 20s unless you have low testosterone. Get your blood test and see what your total testosterone is. If it's well below 600 and you're in your 20s, you got a problem. And then you need to see a doctor, and maybe there's some environmental things you can do. If those don't work, then you go on TRT. You don't just take TRT because you want more testosterone. That's not what works in your 20s. Okay. What do you think of the political situation of Palestine and Israel? I will be discussing that in the Sovereign CEO live stream on Monday. That'll be one of our topics. Will be this Israel bullshit that so many of you are so worried about. That's been going on since the 60s. And every time it happens, people, World War III. They've been saying that since the 60s. So we'll be discussing that. You guys are TLDR, you're all a bunch of pussies. And you should watch less news. All right, I got to go in 10 minutes, okay? 10 minutes. What are the best countries to focus on for getting non-Western income? Southeast Asia. How do small people deal with threats from bigger people? Martial arts if you're not old and weapons. Oh, I see. Yeah. And again, the best advice for little people and big people is leave. So spoke with a guy who trains in knife fighting, how to fight with a knife, how to defend against a guy with a knife. He's a trained knife martial artist. I don't know what the term is. Knife fighter. Badass. It's cool. You know what he says to all of his clients and all of his students? If someone pulls a knife, technique number one, the first thing you do, you run away. You leave. You get the fuck out of there. Someone pulls a knife on you, you don't pull a knife and use my techniques. No, you're an idiot if you do that, you moron. Get the fuck out. Do you realize the damage someone can cause, even a novice, with a knife to your body? How soft the human body is compared to a fucking knife? No. Run away. He says that. I don't care how tough you think you are. So it's the same thing if you're a little guy and a big guy is like really fucking with you, leave. Don't try to be cool. Don't try to be Fonzie. Get the fuck out of there. He could kill you. He could permanently fuck you up. Is it worth it to be cool for 2 minutes? No. Get out of there. I don't understand why you trust them for your heart, but not for the brain. Because if I have a heart, they can't remotely control my heart. If I have a brain interface, they could remotely control my brain. That's why. There's a big difference. If I have eyes that are telescopic, how are they going to control my eyes? And if they can, I'm not going to do it. I've had to stand between a girl's like much bigger guy and harass you. It's not fun at all. However, I think you lose respect for yourself if you didn't. A quick leave us alone and backing up. What? It depends on the scenario, dude. If a guy's just saying, hey, fuck you bitch, I don't care. I'm alpha male 2.0. I don't care. He can say whatever he wants. You could walk up to, if Pink Firefly are out public, you could walk up to Pink Firefly and call her a cunt right in front of me, and I don't care. Well, I don't think I'd respect myself if okay, then don't respect yourself. I don't care. I'm not going to depend. I don't care what people think. You can call her a cunt. Go ahead. I don't care. Say what you want. Unlike you, I'm not going to depend. I don't care about respect. Well, I better yell at this guy or else I won't respect myself because why? Just subtle programming. It's a bunch of bullshit. You know, when I was raised back in the 70s and 80s, I was a little kid, they said something that they completely changed their minds on. Society completely did a 180 on this in the 90s when the Western collapse began. Some of you are old enough will remember this. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Correct. And that is accurate. You can call me any names you want. You can call my wife or my daughter or my son or my staff or my family anything you want. Words do not hurt. Now, in the 90s and certainly in the 2000s, society did it when the woke left took over everything. They did a 180 and said, oh, words do hurt. We got to make all these words illegal now. I said, wait a minute. You just told me for the last 20 years that words can't hurt me. Well, we were lying. We were just kidding. So words don't hurt. You know what hurts? Punches to the face. You punched my wife. Well, now you're going down. And I hope you have a background in martial arts. And I hope you're a big guy. I'm a big guy, and I have a background in martial arts, even though I'm old. I hope you can match me because you're going fucking down because that's defending physically. That's different. But you can say whatever you want. That's the alpha male 2.0 model. Just let people say whatever you want. Who cares? And, you know, I am married to a woman who is extremely outcome dependent, who gets very pissed off at people when they say shit to her. Like, we were in the car once. She was driving because I don't drive. I don't have a car. I don't want a car. We were in her car. She was driving, and some chick pulled in behind her at the gas station and said, hey, can you move up? You're like, nah. And Pink Firefly lost her shit and just laid into this bitch. What? And then we were driving off, and she's still pissed off about this stranger she'll never see again. I'm like, why do you care? Sweetheart, why do you care? Why she should have done that? Why? Do you care who saw what? She's a bitch. She's a cunt. Let her be a cunt. She's the one who's a cunt. Who cares? So, and too many of you are like that. Andrew Tate's made this worse. And Jordan Peterson, a lot of those guys have made this outcome dependent shit worse. It won't make you happy. Sorry. Let's see. Caleb Jones won't kill anyone. Correct. If he does, he will charge with the second degree murder. Make sure you have a lawyer in Dubai and don't play with this. In the USA, people have guns. Yeah. Well, Dubai, they don't fuck around with like, you know, cops. Cops don't fuck around here. They leave you alone unless you do something wrong. But, you know. All right. 5 more minutes. I got to go. For someone traveling on business and staying in a nice hotel, trying to do Salt Daddy game, what line would you use to bounce your date from the hotel bar to your room? There's no line. You want to come up? Go up. You want to come to my place? We just hang out, have a drink. Don't say Netflix show. That's it. If you've laid the groundwork, that should work. Unless she's over 33, then she's still need to fuck off. But if she's, you know, well under 33 and you've laid the groundwork, it'll work. There's no line. One new country this year has surprised you on becoming more open toward residency and business opportunities. Oh, none this year. Yeah, none this year. What's the oldest age someone to go to Africa in terms of business? I kind of answered that earlier. There's no set age. What do you think about digital nomads? Well, I kind of have one. Well, I'm not a nomad. I think they're great. I've seen interviews where the majority of them are making $1,000 to $2,000 and not doing valuable work. I don't care if my work is valuable. All I care about is the money. The work makes the money I want. I don't have to lie to offer the services to people who want my help. I don't care what valuable. That's societal programming bullshit. I don't care about valuable. Non-aggression principle. That's what, yeah. Did I say that? Yeah, something like that. Non-aggression principle. That's why I'm against America and the war in Iraq, war in Afghanistan, because they aggressed first. That's why I'm against Putin invading Ukraine, even though I don't like Ukraine at all. You start a war, I'm done with you. I'm done. Sorry. And if you physically attack someone first, it's on you, but I don't do that. I never will. You think Canada will collapse after the United States? Yes. Living costs in Canada are extremely high now, and it seems that Canada is doing much worse than before. Most likely still yes. Most likely still yes. But, oh no, Canada could collapse, could go first. Canada's lost its fucking mind. So it could go first. The banks are a little better off in Canada than the United States. That's why I'm loath to say that Canada will go first. The banks in the United States are so bad, and Canada's are not as bad. So, you know, remember the ladyboy? No, but I know people who have. I'm not mentioning names. I know guys who have. There is a particular guy, won't mention his name. Some of you know who this is in the pickup artist world. He was talking about he was talking one time about he goes to Thailand, right? And he's with these two chicks or one chick on the beach, right? And he's laying down and she gets on top of him, starts riding him with her ass. And he's like, well, that's weird. Women usually don't do that. And he comments as he's commenting like, hey, so your ass. And she goes, well, that's because I'm a ladyboy. And he's like, okay. I'm like, okay. All right, dude. I just got a job 3 months ago as a technical sales representative. What are the best ways to learn lead generation and sales in 2024? That's a very broad general question I can answer. You guys ask these broad questions. What's the best way to start a business? Too broad. I want to get the high-end skill before moving out of Canada in 2025. Too broad of a question. Lol. Let's talk about a giant dude shoving your girl, not dude saying insults. Oh, then that's different. Yeah, right. Your camera is inverted. Is that intentional? Yes. How did you know that? Well, my understanding is, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys understand cameras. If you mirror the camera, it's accurate to what you would see in real life. Is that correct? You want to mirror your camera if you want people to see how you would look in real life. So how did you know it's inverted? Because I did mirror it. Yeah, I mirrored it. I mean, if I point this way, I'm pointing it. I don't know. Answer my question if you know the answer. Don't you want to mirror your camera? Or do you not supposed to mirror your camera? I don't know. Let me know. I don't know what I'm doing. You said Southeast Asia are the best countries to focus on for non-Western income, but the average Filipino or Thais don't have a lot of money. I didn't say Philippines. I didn't say Thailand. Thailand would be okay. Doesn't matter if they have the average Filipino. Don't sell the average Thai. I wouldn't sell the average Thai. Sell the Thai that has money. And I wouldn't focus on Thailand or the Philippines. I'd focus on Vietnam and then maybe a little Cambodia. That's what I'd focus on. Don't focus on the average. I'm 19 and currently broke. Working on creating a digital project and monetizing it, but I was wondering if coaching would be much better and faster business model to get into instead. What's your take? Yes. Coaching will get you to the money faster. Coaching/consulting will get you to the money faster than any other business model you can start. I just did an entire webinar to a cold audience about that 2 days ago. Matter of fact, if you watch the webinar, the recorded webinar that I'm doing at the summit right now, this weekend, it's all about that. It's all about coaching and consulting, get you from zero to the money faster than anything else. Better than a product, better than an ebook, faster, not better. Faster than a hard products, faster than writing an ebook. How long is that going to take? Faster than writing a course. How long is that going to take? Okay. You can get a client in 2 weeks. We've had guys in our business builder program within 3 weeks get a client for $5,000. Can you do that? Make it a course? No, it'll take you longer than that just to make the course. I'm not saying courses, ebooks are bad. I've made a lot of money doing that. But in terms of, I want money fast, coaching or consulting. Hands down, period, to the story. I didn't get what short guy should do when a big guy is physically harasses the girl. Oh, you're kind of fucked. You're fucked. There's no easy answer for that. If you're 5'2", and some huge muscular guy who's 6'4" is physically shoving your girlfriend, then yeah, you should leave. You're gonna have to leave. Sorry. What option do you have? We gonna kick his ass? Gonna punch him in the kneecap? Yeah. Don't understand why living in a growth country is relevant if I have location and dependent income. It is not relevant depending on your goals and your age. It may not be relevant. It may not be relevant. If you have location dependent outside that country, it might not be relevant to you. Depends on the person. Look at that woman that talked back to that guy in Dubai. She was placed in jail. I read a scary article that was dated 10 years ago. What are your honest thoughts about Egypt? I'm originally from Egypt and can move back currently in Canada as I can live rent-free and expenses are 5 times lower. I've talked about Egypt. I don't know. They're about to enter BRICS in 3 months, along with UAE, where I live. There's a lot of pluses and minuses about Egypt. I'm leaning in the direction of saying no. But if it's cheap in Egypt and you can live rent-free there, well, live rent-free means with your family. I don't recommend this, so don't do that. But if you have a location-dependent income selling to people in New York and you live in Egypt, great. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. Are you going to do another Mexican residency event? I hinted at that at the beginning of this webinar. I can't answer that question yet. Rewatch this webinar at the beginning when I talk about how I'm revamping all of my products and we're narrowing down our product line. I will only sell things of at least a 60% gross profit. So all of our events and services, I'm either going to eliminate them or revamp them so we make 60% gross profit, or I will not sell them. Because that's part of the problems I've had last few months. Watch the video. Watch the beginning of this webinar. Wars are sickening, unfortunate reality in the West. Unfortunate reality all over the world. But we live in the most peaceful era in most of human history. So that's the good news. We actually live in a very peaceful era. Likes and dislikes about Guadalajara, Mexico. Very friendly people, very amazing food, fantastic weather during the summer. It's cool and nice during the summer. It's one of the few places in the world you go to in the summer and it's not scorching hot. It's great. Dislikes. It's Mexico, so it's loud. You're constantly hearing police sirens. That's all you hear. In Dubai, I don't hear any police sirens because we have no crime here. But in fucking Mexico, it's just, when I was there for a month. In Guadalajara, downtown. It's constant. You have to wear headphones. I mean, little things like that. Little things like it's Mexico. So if you go to a convenience store, so I don't eat sugar, right? You go to a convenience store because you want a snack, you want something or whatever. In 7-Eleven in the West, in like America or here in Dubai, you go to a convenience store, you have a lot of junk food, but you have some good food too. You have sandwiches, or you have like hard-boiled eggs, or you have little salads. And Mexico, no. You go to a convenience store in Mexico, it's all garbage. It's all chips and Hostess Twinkie type shit. And candy and ice cream, that's all it is. The whole fucking store. You guys know, you guys who hang out in Mexico, there's a chain called OXXO, OXXO. It's just all garbage. The whole store. You can't find one single leaf or salad or anything. And you're like, fuck, this sucks. Oh, the logo on my microphone is reversed. Oh, that's how you knew. Oh. Very, very, very. My text is inverted. You mirror the front camera, not the back camera. What? So you can't read my text? Wait a minute. So right now it says, Caleb, your text is inverted. You can't read that? Can you read that? I'm going to wait. Comment, tell me if you can read that or not. Can you read this or not? If it's inverted, you can't read it. So comment right now. I'll wait. Put in the chat if you can read that or not. Because I can read it. My logo is inverted. That's true. But my text I can read fine. You can read it. Okay. So what you're saying is this text on the microphone. You can read the comments. I mean the text of the video, not in our comments. Oh, I see. So this is inverted. Okay, so that's you do. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure when I look at the text, when I look at video and it's not mirrored, that picture is on to my right. It's not over there. So that's why I mirrored it for this live stream. Make sense? Yeah. All right. Yeah, okay. I understand now. I get your point. Okay. Where are we here? Okay, a few more questions. I got to go. I'm way past due on this. We've been talking for 2 hours and 18 minutes. But I'm impressed with the number of people who showed up for this impromptu live stream. That's pretty cool. I'm thinking of selling a robot that I can make. I would not recommend that as a business. Can you and/or Billy help me market it and sell it if I buy the 90 Biz Builder? No, we will tell you to not do that. We want you making money within 90 days. You're not going to do that selling a fucking robot. If you want to do that as a business, go ahead. You have chosen an extremely difficult business model to make money at. Do you think selling information will die at some point? Well, define at some point. 500 years from now, maybe. I don't know. AI is not going to know everything. Well, eventually we'll know everything, will it? So maybe it will. I don't know. It's a very good question. Very good question. I've thought a lot about this. How am I going to make money when AI knows everything? Now, when AI knows everything, there'll be a lot of advantages. You'll be able to buy a house, which I've talked about this. They'll be able to print a house for $1,000 out in the middle of the desert, and you'll have water. So do you need to make a lot of money to live a great life if AI runs the world? And I don't know. I have said AI is going to be a problem, not because of AI, because of people. People are as stupid, as irrational as they've ever been in my lifetime. And that's saying something. We're not ready for it. Same thing with what I said about COVID. And I was right. I predicted all this accurately at the beginning of COVID. I said, the problem won't be COVID. I said, COVID will be no big deal. And I was right. The problem will be people reacting to COVID. That'll be a problem. And I was right. That was the problem. So AI is the same thing. It's not going to be AI. AI will probably be pretty cool. AI would probably be awesome. Probably. Or it could be horrible. But it probably would be good. It's people with the AI. How many millions of people thought everything would be fine now that Donald Trump is president in 2016? Oh, America will be fine now. That's how stupid people are in it. And now AI is coming. I mean, Barbie went over 1.3 billion. That's what people are right now. All these girls dancing at Taylor Swift in the movie theaters. And you're gonna introduce AI to that shit? All these people think World War III is going to happen because Israel and Palestine are killing each other again for the 150,000th time since 1968. And you're going to throw AI into the mix? Ugh. Problem. You can pay your phone bill, electricity, gas on internet and OXXO. Yeah, OXXO. Yeah, that part is cool about OXXO. I'm talking about what I don't like. If I want to go get a cheap little salad, I'm in Dubai. I can go right now. Now in Dubai, I can press a button on my phone and I'll have a salad here in 20 minutes. And it'll be awesome, even though it's 1 a.m. in the morning because Dubai is the shit. But let's say I didn't have that. I could walk down in my building right now, walk 1 block to a convenience store and get anything I need. I can get meat. I can get vegetables. I can get fruit. I can get a salad. But you go to an OXXO, it's all Twinkies and shit. That's what I didn't like. All right. You're using your rear camera. For my iPhone, yes. I'm using my rear camera for my iPhone. That's correct. Why don't you recommend living with parents rent-free? Because I teach Alpha Male 2.0, which that's about freedom. If you live with your parents, you have no freedom. I don't want you living with your parents. I want you living alone or with roommates. Then you have freedom. Yes. I'm using my iPhone, and this is the rear camera. Correct. Correcto. Where are we here? Caleb, do you work every day? And how many hours you currently work a day? How do you space your breaks so you don't burn out? So under normal conditions, I work 6 days a week. I take 1 full day off, and that's the day I spend with my wife. It's also the day that my coaches tell me I need to take a day off. Lately, with all these transitions and some problems I've encountered, which were my fault, I've been working literally every day, and I work all day and all night. That will not be permanent. That's going to be the next few months. How do I space my breaks? Good question. What I do is I set a timer on my phone for 2 hours. I work for 2 hours straight. After 2 hours, if I want to take a break, I allow myself to go outside and take a break. And I try to do something productive on my break. So I will meditate. I will go for a walk, or I will do my stretching. I'm not just sit and watch YouTube videos. I want to do something productive on my break because I got shit to do. So, and I'll do that throughout the day. Now, if I still want to keep working after 2 hours, if I'm in a flow state, I'll keep working. So that's what I do. But I do everything right. Unlike most of you, I do everything right in terms of optimizing my productivity internally and externally. I've done videos on this. I get 8 hours of sleep every night. I drink shitloads of water. I have sex on a regular basis to maintain my testosterone. I don't eat a bunch of shitty carbs during the day. I meditate to reduce my stress. Okay, I do all this stuff. My hormones are optimized at all times. What else? I don't stress about shit. I don't get scared when Israel does something. Oh no! I don't stress about crap. My entire environment is optimized for work. So I do everything right. So I'm able to put in long hours and not get tired. I'm very motivated. I'm very excited about my mission. I have a strong mission that's very clearly defined. I have strong goals that are very clearly defined. I like what I do most of the time in terms of my work. I like what I do with my work most of the time. Not all the time, most of the time. AI will place information products before hands on healthcare. Maybe. Don't invert your rear camera. Only invert if you use your front camera. Why? Okay, I'll try it next time. It's still the opposite. If I don't invert it, things will be opposite to real life. So, if you invert your face, you do look different. So I want to look the same. But anyway, I'll experiment. All right. 2 more questions. I got to go. What are the best countries you recommend to do visa hopping? 2 general question. What do you like? What do you don't like? Countries where visa lasts the longest. There's lots of those countries. Depends what you like. Some people love Paraguay. Some people fucking hate Paraguay. Some people love Dubai. Some people fucking hate Dubai. Some people love Europe. Some people hate Europe. Some people love Asia. Some people hate Asia. Depends what you like. Can you make a course about energy management? No more courses. That's one of the things I've eliminated. I am not doing any more courses. I'm giving you a hint of what I'm about to eliminate. I mentioned this earlier in this webinar, how I'm eliminating a lot of my stuff. No more courses. Whatever courses I still have, you can still buy. No more new courses anymore. No more paid webinars anymore. Gone. A bunch of stuff I'm eliminating. So I'm not. So the answer is no, I will not do that. Let's see. How long did it take to streamline your routine? I've had a streamlined routine for decades. I'm a time management consultant by trade. So I've always had a streamlined routine for a long fucking time. That's what I teach. Just I will change my routine depending on my lifestyle and my objectives and my age and what I want to do. And so my routine, if you ask me my routine 3 years from now, it's going to be different. And 3 years ago, it was different. But it's always streamlined. Are you kidding? That's what I do, baby. How do you approach a potential JV partner as a beginner? Gradually or directly? Directly. Everything about that is direct. You never do anything gradual like that. No, directly. One of your flags, Armenia. Will you expand on Armenia like you've done on Paraguay? Expand on Armenia? I don't understand the question. You can get Armenia residency through us. Is that what you mean? I don't understand what you mean by expand on Paraguay or expand on Armenia. I admire your no BS attitude to libertarian views. Yeah, libertarian is the most rational political viewpoint. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'll say this and I'll wrap this up. Libertarianism is the most rational of all the political viewpoints. I didn't say it's 100% rational, but it is the most rational. If you're a right winger, you have to be a hypocrite. If you're a left winger, you have to be a hypocrite. So as a libertarian, you could be completely congruent to this, especially if you're a minarchist libertarian, which I am. I'm not an anarchist, because anarchism doesn't work, because if you eliminate all the governments of the world, the very next morning, people start forming governments again. So instead you say, all right, dumb shits, if you want to have government, you keep it small, local, and decentralized for as long as you can. America went from a bunch of backwater farmers to a world power in 120 years, which has never happened in all of human history. By what? Keeping government as small as possible for as long as it could. Hong Kong was a rock with no natural resources in the middle of the ocean. Not the middle of the ocean, but you get my point. No strategic importance, nothing. And within 40 years became the #1 economy on earth. By what? Keeping government as small as it could for as long as it could. When you keep government as small as you can for as long as you can, you have an amazing, prosperous economy and middle class. When you become a bunch of right-wingers and start telling people what to do and how to think in terms of, like, your lifestyle and your religion, and let's bomb all these people, and let's build all these walls. When you become a left-winger and say we need a gigantic welfare state and all this free shit for people, and then you fuck it all up. That's the way it works. So, yeah. All right. Cool, guys. So, the new schedule begins as of now, in terms of the YouTube stuff. And I will talk more about the new blog in a little bit and all their stuff. If you are on this webinar and you missed the first part, go watch the first part. That's the important part. Cool. All right. Bye, guys.